What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the No Holds Barred
Yo,
Sports Show.
yeah.
We got Kenny
On
down
that
here trying to
ish.
show off again
On
with
that
those
shit.
damn guns.
Nah,
Trying to
to
show
be
off them
honest,
guns
Kenny just
again.
came out of the gym and his workout shirt was wet. Ain't had time to take a shower.
Here
all
we
that good
go. Here we
Give
go.
me 4 months. Give me 4 months.
For
Hey,
real, I
give me
got.
4 months.
Listen,
better shake
I'm
that
about
thing
to.
if you think you're gonna catch me, brother.
You know, hey, I'm gonna have to get up on it too. Get rid of this
Come on,
little thing
baby.
here.
Come on with
Gotta
it.
get
Some
rid
of
of this
this.
little gimmick right here.
Some of this.
I'm gonna slow down on
uh,
this. Gonna slow down.
Some
Yeah, oh no.
you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
About to get me a fucking TV run out this bitch.
Look at that. We already got the comment going in. We got Kenny again.
Here we go.
Man,
Again.
Stop it. Stop it.
Here we go.
You're blushing. Hold on for it, guys. Go ahead, guys. Hold on for a second.
All right. Well, hey, listen.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm LowRyda. We got the
You
three-time
drawers showing?
Motherfucker got the booty hanging out.
Man.
I'm LowRyda. We got the three-time Hall of Famer King Mega.
Yes, sir.
Then we got the guy that's running around with his drawers hanging out. We got Kenny the bounty hunter. Yeah, we're gonna close him out for a second, you know.
Man. Oh,
we got Carmel out that says happy Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, we do appreciate you. Hope you had a good day. My pop says, "What's up, neighbors?"
What's up, Pops? What's up, Carmel out there?
And yeah, Kenny, I guess Kenny don't got no belt. He said he just came home from the gym. His drawers are probably still soaked up and stuff, you know. But yeah, man, this is the No Holds Barred Sports Show where we pull zero punches. You know, we got three wrestlers on this show, and we're gonna talk all things sports, you know. And right now, actually, that home run derby. I mean, no, the All-Star game is on. So I'm about to fire that bad boy up over here. But yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'd say it's pretty dope, you know. Every time I rock it, I get people asking about the show, you know. So
yeah, you got my uniform.
Yeah, you know.
I ain't trying to get my uniform on.
But shoot. Let me take a swig of this right here, you know.
What you swigging on?
This little Blue Point Imperial Sunshine BOGO at Publix this week. So you know,
good for that.
Listen, bro, BOGO. This
Publix
is it's like a 9.6 or something too.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
Denzel
trying to get crazy, you know. But
Denzel is so Denzel.
You know, I'm about to fire up and pop this. Oh yeah,
in unison.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So you know, we got this
bucked up rocket pop.
Rocket pop. Yeah, I bought this.
It's not rocket soda for those of you from Ohio. Rocket pop.
Oh yeah.
It's rocket.
There he goes. He's back. And we don't see his drawers. So
you don't see your drawers either.
Oh, here we go. Look at the question. Look at the question.
Here we go. So I got it. So I got a caramel latte, but Chunk told me to save it for next week. Yeah, but I tell you what, if this is trash, I'm about to go get it.
That is true. I may the same thing. But I'm about to bust this right now. Let's see what this is about right now, right? This is the bucked up
Age Before Beauty. You first.
Rocket Pop. Your boy Cade was hyping up this bucked up company. So I'm very interested.
Don't smell too bad. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Listen, it ain't nearly as good as that 3.
How many we gotta come up with a rating scale.
I give it a 3. 3 out of 5.
No, you gotta do 4. Do turnbuckles.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. This is what we do. That's what we do.
The 10 punch in the corner. The little 10 points in the
No,
corner.
we could do like jobber, mid card.
And Kenny, just so you know, your
Semi-main and
mic is
main.
muted, brother.
Yeah, you muted yourself. Or we could do, yeah.
Unlike you guys, I work my ass off for this podcast, and I got some important business, so let's get to it.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, let me give it a shot. Hold on.
Let's get to my important business.
Respect the Craft podcast. Good evening, gentlemen. What's going on, brother?
Yeah.
How you doing? Thanks for tuning in.
It's all right. It's
nothing great. It's
It's
definitely
not bad,
not as good as the 3D. The 3D legit tastes like a rocket pop.
This is all right. I don't hate it, but
I don't like the little aftertaste that a lot of these energy drinks give you, like that zero sugar nonsense that you get. But listen, we gotta start. We're gonna start again with another special edition. Caramel Latte says the lit tastes way better. I'm sure it probably does.
Yeah, I can't.
You're about to go grab it?
Yeah. I took a second swig. It just tastes.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Yeah,
but
put me out.
We're gonna start another episode this week with another Kenny's Corner. So Kenny, if you wanna do
yes. So I'm going to do the introduction. I got another special guest tonight. Guy goes by the name of Frank James, and legit, that is his name, Jonathan Frank James, and he has a brother named Jesse James. And this guy was a fighter, and he's my age, so it was a while ago. And he also trained MMA guys, but I will let him do the talking on what it is and what he did. Without further ado, Mr. Frank James.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Well, if he would, there we go. All right.
Hey, hello,
Frank. Frank, how's it going, man?
Frank,
hey,
thank you for taking out of your time with work and coming on and blessing our podcast with your grace. And
I'll see if I can entertain the people with my old antique fight knowledge from 30 years ago.
and that's the shit that's still working today.
Yeah, you know what, man? Like it's an interesting way of how everything comes back full circle, right? Like when I'm sure you've been fighting a long time, so I'm sure you remember.
All right, don't
start and stuff like that, where it was just. Don't tell me I'm freezing up.
Yes, you froze. So really good to hear you.
Yeah, you kind of broke up there for a second.
Oh my goodness! Here we go with the bull crap. But yeah, I was just saying, like I'm sure you probably remember back when the beginnings of UFC and all of that, where it was just like one style, and now everybody's just integrated everything, you know. So
well, I mean, back in the early days, it started off as what was the better style. The Gracies developed it. Hickson Gracie came up with the idea to have. They wanted to prove to the world that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style, was the best style in the world. And guys who practice it swear by it. But I come from a long street fighting background and growing up in rough neighborhoods in South Atlanta and Brunswick, Georgia. And, I grew up in the hood. And I was a white kid in the 80s getting my ass kicked on the regular, So I learned to fight out of damn necessity. And the last thing I want to do if I'm fighting is jump down on my back and try to wrestle with a guy. I'm going to stand up, move, and kick and punch. And so I started learning Kempo karate at the Boys Club in Brunswick, Georgia, when I was 13 years old. Okay. And then we moved from Brunswick up here to North Carolina when I was 15. And there was just some Taekwondo schools here in Goldsboro. Really wasn't any fight schools. And then in 1988, George Sewell, who was from Goldsboro, and it was at the time a 6th degree black belt in Kempo karate under the Tracy system, opened up a school. And at the same year, they were releasing The Perfect Weapon. I think came out early 90.
Jeff Speakman.
Jeff Speakman, The Perfect Weapon, and I fell in love with that movie, and that was the style I took at the boys club was Kempo karate. But Jeff Speakman brought it to life. Ed Parker was in on the film of the movie, so I said, "This is what I want to do." So at 19 years old, I started back in karate, and I couldn't get enough. I was there 5 nights a week, Saturdays. It started off as a white belt, moved my way up. And within a year and a half, I'd reached 3rd-degree brown. That's something that normally takes people 3 to 4 years to do. But I was always training. I remember working for the beer company as a beer delivery guy during the day. And it was funny because I'd be practicing my shit in the hallway back there, and the back hallway of a food line, and the damn back room. I'd be going, hey, this is this and this, and people walk out and I go, flies, like a damn idiot. But no, I couldn't get enough of it, and so I did that for about 4 years solid, and then my original instructor developed Alzheimer's, and it became real apparent that he was degrading fast. So the school closed, and I didn't have my black belt, and he had an instructor, Terry Rich, down in Clinton, North Carolina. It was his first black belt ever. Terry had went on and got into the Parker system, which is the original system of Kempo karate. And he had kickboxed. He at the time he was a referee for the North Carolina, Kickboxing Association. He was down in Clinton, which is about an hour from Goldsboro, the old way, the old back road way, before they opened up the highway. And so I was traveling an hour every Tuesday and Thursday. But the problem was I'd done 4.5 years of Tracy's system, which was like a bastardized system of the Kempo system. And I'm trying to learn the Kempo system. So it's basically I got frustrated, got really disgruntled, because now I feel like I'm going backwards. Here I was, ready for my black belt under Mr. Sewell, and I couldn't achieve it. And that's when I discovered kickboxing with Johnny Holbrook. And Johnny Holbrook, he's passed away. He's been gone a few years now. Came like a second dad to me. And, we were kickboxing. And he was a 5-time national point fighting champion. And if you don't know what point fighting is, that's like the Karate Kid movies, where they fight and they hold up the flag and say, this guy scored. And it's all about speed and technique and how fast you can get out. And so I dove into that along with a friend of mine at the time, Josh Marshall. Josh Marshall was the #1 ranked super heavyweight kickboxing contender in the world. He was 6'8", about 365 pounds on his fight weight. He was a monster. And
super heavyweight status.
Dude, we took him down to Georgia to fight for the Georgia State super heavyweight title.
Okay.
And the guy walks out and comes to the ring, and we're already at the ring because he's the guy trying to take on the champion. So he comes out first, and then they bring out the champion. And so the dude comes out, and we're sitting over there, getting him ready and, patting him down and wiping him off with towels and shit, And that dude saw him and said, no.
Nah, I'm out.
You can have it. Josh was a beast in his fighting age. Dude could kick over my head at 365 pounds, He was a monster. But, I was one of the few guys that could train with him. And I was doing my own kickboxing thing, and I was the #1 ranked North Carolina amateur kickboxer in 1993.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was also racing motocross, and that was my screw up. I was an amateur dirt bike rider, and I wasn't very good. I either crashed or I crashed. I'm just keeping it real, If I wasn't winning, I'm doing something stupid, jumping too far, jumping too high, trying to win, But no, I actually wrecked a week before my first pro debut fight in Raleigh, and I was fighting for the Professional Kickboxing Association, and I blew my right knee out, and I was a left-legged fighter, which is crazy. That I broke my left ankle racing motocross early on. And so I switched up from being a right-legged fighter to being a left-legged fighter because my left ankle couldn't support my weight. I didn't feel comfortable with it, after I broke it. So I became a left-legged fighter, but a right-handed puncher, which was weird, to a lot of people. So I fought southpaw because I fought with my fighting leg forward and my right hand backwards. And then I'd switch it up, and I could switch. I could go back and forth. So I was comfortable fighting either position, but I naturally came out as a southpaw. And people were confused because I didn't have a power left hand, but I had a power left foot. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying is I blew my knee out before my pro debut, and I had to forfeit and was threatened by the promoter of the PKA I'd never fight in professional kickboxing again because I did it. I was racing a motorcycle the week before my pro debut, and that was kind of stupid on my part, but being young and trying to do multiple things, growing up poor, you don't get to do a lot of things you see people doing that you wish you could do. And
then when you get that opportunity, you want to jump on it,
I was
right?
like, I want to race motorcycles, Something I always wanted to do. I raced BMX when I was a kid, but stupid shit. But it ended up ruining my career because I blew out my ACL and my MCL.
So you never got to have the pro fights?
Nope, never made it pro.
Wow.
Just then I started working with pros heavily. Former, 5-time middleweight kickboxing champion Joe Lewis lived down in Wilmington. And I met him at one of the fight events. And so I actually started traveling to Wilmington and working out with him. And you're talking about a guy that lived with Bruce Lee for 3 years and fought with Bruce Lee. And he was slated, when Bruce Lee died, he was slated as the next Bruce Lee in North America. Joe Lewis had the camera ability of a fly. They'd be like, all right, Joe, action. And Joe go, stop. He's like just deadpan. He had no acting ability when he acted. And so, he was a kickboxer by trade. And so in the 80s, he got back into kickboxing and kickboxed right on up into the, I think, late 90, 91 time frame. And then he retired. But he was a 5-time middleweight kickboxing champion. So I did learn a lot from him just working out with him and helping him spar, getting ready for fights. But his fighters, I helped them. And then I met George Bone Crusher Smith. And it was he was looking for sparring partners, came into Johnny Obrook School. We had a full boxing gym in the back, kickboxing facility with boxing ring, heavyweights, all the exercise equipment. And so he came in looking for people, and Bone Crusher Smith was like, that's a big dude right there. And I'm going to tell you what, I've never been hit so hard in my damn life. That dude rocked my skull.
Dude's name is Bone Crusher for a reason, right?
Yeah, but he hit me, and I had on headgear, and I saw stars. And I sat down on the center turnbuckle, and I said, hold up. I was like, just give me a second. He goes, you all right? And I said, yeah, I just can't really focus right now because all these little sparklies are front in my eyes, And I mean, it was the first time I saw stars like the pop, And he laughed, and he says, do I need another? Do I need to bring in somebody else? I was like, no, give me a second. And I got back up, shook it off, laughed, and he goes, what are you laughing? I said, that's some wild shit. I ain't never been hit like that. And the last time I saw him was at a Tough Man event in Goldsboro, and I hadn't seen him in years. And he introduced me to his wife as the hardest-headed dude he ever hit. And I was like, that makes me feel good, but kind of bad, because he hit me like that. But no, I ended up I worked with a lot of guys, and then I got married, and as life goes on, we had a kid right after our marriage, so I dropped out for a few years, and me and Kenny started working together bounty hunting, and we did that for a few years. Me and Kenny were blood brothers. I mean,
yes, sir.
When you put your life on the line with somebody and put your life in their hands, that's a certain bond, and that's my best friend in the world right there. And I'd die for him, But I tell people we had a special bond, but we always saw eye to eye. But we'd be out there on them stakeouts late at night, and be talking about, this was the glory age of WWE with The Rock and
Talking
Stone
about
Cold.
wrestling, huh?
Yeah.
We were like, man, we ought to do that shit, man. We're big. And, I was in better shape then, and the thing used to make me mad as shit. I'm about 3 inches taller than Kenny. All right.
Yeah, he's
Y'all know Kenny. He's about 6'2".
Yeah, he's
And
6'5"
about
legit.
265. But ripped. And when he was in his wrestling shape, I mean, he had like damn 20-inch arms. And I'm over here. I never got into weightlifting because I was like, I wanted to be limber for fighting, for martial arts.
Yeah.
And so he, people would always see us and they'd look and go, damn, that's a big dude, man. He's bigger than you. And I'm like, I'm taller than him.
I'm taller than him. What the
I'm
hell?
taller than dude, man.
Right.
But yeah,
These are
that was
legit
just,
stories, man.
But I ended up going to work bouncing at a club. And this is when MMA was trying to come back in North Carolina. And you had Team Rock out of Fayetteville was really pushing the state to bring MMA back in North Carolina in the early 2003 era, I think, somewhere in there. I'm not sure. Maybe in 2005. But we were trying to push MMA back into North Carolina because they had outlawed it and banned it. UFC had been pretty much banned everywhere except for Vegas and New York. You know what I mean? And then Florida allowed it back in, and they saw the popularity. When Dana White took over, they kind of got rid of the rawness of it. They put in more rules, made it safer, which I think kind of killed the sport a little bit. But it's gotten cookie cutter in my opinion. But so some guys that I was working with that owned the bar wanted to open a gym, and they needed an instructor. And they were like, "Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Sure. I mean, yeah, I'd love to get back into martial arts. I miss it, And I had done a few years of grappling over in Kinston with Doc Shroud and doing Hakaru Jiu-Jitsu. And that's a Japanese style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so you ask the Brazilian guys, they go, "Oh, Japanese traditional doesn't matter." And I'm like, "Well, that's where that came from. I mean, it's just we got small finger manipulation, toe locks, little dumb
I think
shit."
my man, not meaning to cut you off, my man Mega up top, he does a little rolling with jiu-jitsu and stuff.
I do Brazilian, yeah.
Yeah, who are you doing it with?
I'm doing with Hobson Mora in Tampa.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. But yeah, Doc Stroud was a 5'3", 5'4" man who weighed like 140 pounds. But he was a 7'3". He was a 7th Dan in Hakaru Jiu-Jitsu, trained in Japan. And he would like using me as his Yuki because I was the biggest dude in the class. Yeah, so he's showing me how he could take, my fingers and just throw me all over the place. So I had a background in jiu-jitsu. I did it for about 3 years with him, going back and forth to Kinston. So when we opened up ABI's Mixed Martial Arts Gym in Goldsboro, we were like winging it. Like, MMA was new to us, but it was, been around for a while. We were trying to figure out how to get a gym up and running. And I thought, well, we rented this 10,000 square foot building. We built a cage, built a ring. And we had a guy who was out of the Army who had done the combative jiu-jitsu stuff, which came out of the Gracie jiu-jitsu stuff. And so he had training in that. And I was going to be the kickboxing coach, boxing kickboxing coach, because that's where I was, good. But I didn't do Muay Thai, and I did American style kickboxing, which to me is more effective if you're trying to get points than Muay Thai. Muay Thai is more stronger. So there's people that argue that point, but I can go with a Muay Thai guy all day long if I got my knee brace on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, I got into teaching, and next thing I know, our combative instructor dude gets like stationed with his job in California. So he had to move. And they're like, "We don't have a ground coach." And I was like, "Oh shit." I mean, they're like, "Frank, you used to do jiu-jitsu." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that was 10 years ago. I mean, I haven't done it in a long time." And they were like, "Oh, you can do it." So I started grappling with the guys, and it started coming back pretty fast. When you start free rolling, things come back to you. And so I started teaching the way that I was taught, which isn't conventional to the way a lot of the guys are learning now. Because in today's mixed martial art, it is the 4 setup system. They have Muay Thai, they have boxing, they have wrestling, and they have jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And that is the 4 setup system that's what I've called cookie cutter. And I'm doing American style kickboxing, Japanese jiu-jitsu, and I'm getting people telling me it's not effective. And my first fighter, he's a highway patrolman now, but the first fighter I taught, he's my protege. And I won't name his name because his law enforcement job, he had to actually give up fighting to become a trooper. So I won't say his name. But we had a big fight up in Maryland, actually Virginia, Sterling, Virginia, right outside. It was on the, outside of D.C. And we got invited, and we can you bring fighters? We need fighters. And the guy that was one of the owners, there was 3 of us in the gym, and there was 2 brothers and me. But the one brother was the money guy, and the other brother was the manager of the gym, and then I was the trainer. And the manager brother was like, yes, we'll bring 5, 6 guys. I'm like, dude, we've been open 6 months. We don't have 5, 6 guys that can go. Boy's the only one that's really trained and has an experience. But he was a street kid, so he had street fighting cred. He'd done a little boxing when he was younger, and he wrestled in high school. So he had some experience when he came in the gym. We just had to hone him and cut his weight. The dude walked in the gym at 225, but he was 5'11". I'm like, we gotta slim you down, man. We gotta make you a lightweight or middleweight. And we took him down to middleweight. And he was like crazy. He was all about his body, he's pumped up, ripped up muscles. He's like, there's no way. And I said, we'll do it, But over the course of the months before that fight came up, we had trimmed him down to where he was walking around about 170. And I was ripped. I mean, he had 4% body fat. But we took him up there. We took 6 fighters, and I was against 5 of them. I was like, I don't want to take these guys. They're not. We're going to get embarrassed. And that guy not being in the fight game, but being more of a salesman for the gym. Oh no, it's going to be good with the gym.
That'd be great.
Good if we go.
It'd be great.
But we did have one guy who was actually a high school wrestling coach, and he was a Division I wrestler in college, and he actually had awesome wrestling skills, but that's all he had. I mean, he didn't have really submission game, whatever. We ended up there. Short story was 4 of the guys got their asses just beat the shit out of them. It was embarrassment. I didn't even want to go out to the ringside with them. I'm like, I'm not going out there. Them dudes don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm not embarrassing my name, I mean, whatever my name I had, I didn't want to tarnish it by putting up losers. I said, this was stupid, But when it came time for my protege to come out there, I made all the other fighters already had their ass kicked. I made them put on robes, and we walked out Gracie style, supporting him and put him in the ring. And I had worked with D, I'm going to say D for his name, I told D, I was like, you can do this. He was nervous, first fight, amateur fight. And in Virginia, they had what was called a 10 unanswered rule. If you got hit in the head 10 times, it was an automatic knockout if you're an amateur.
Okay.
And you understand what I'm saying? So 10 unanswered shots. If you can't defend it and you're just getting pounded in the head, it's an automatic knockout in the amateurs. And this was, like I said, back in the early days of trying to get MMA back up and running. So they had some really stupid rules. And but I told D, I said, look, the fight happens here. Bring it over here to this corner. I said, circle the guy, bring him back here, trap him, put him down. He done it, man. He went over there and picked that dude, picked him up over his head, carried him back over here, on one shoulder, and slammed him in front of us, and went and whooping that boy's ass. And I'm screaming, not being my first time ever cornering as the head coach. I'm like, beat his ass. I'm not like, hook him.
Yeah.
I'm like, beat that son of a bitch. Nervous as hell. Our debut fight. He ended up going to the 3rd round with the guy, and his corner threw in the towel. Okay. He just, because he was basically just sitting on him and hitting him. And he said, I was hitting him. I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He'd look at the damn ref. The ref's like, keep going. So he just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look back at him. And it was hilarious because you see the tape and you see he's actually doing it. But I had at the same time when we come back from that fight, it was a learning lesson. They opened up MMA in North Carolina. And while they were trying to get the rules worked out in North Carolina, we decided to throw a tough man, old school tough man fight. And those bring out your barroom brawlers, they bring out your rednecks, they bring out your professional amateur boxers, guys that been training, but they tell you I'm an amateur, but they really got a professional record. You know, everybody lies when they're coming in on applications. And with the rules of North Carolina on an amateur event like that, you have to have a corner man assigned to each corner.
What's going on, Zach?
They can't.
Zachary.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
So I signed to be on one corner, and a guy from the school signed, another trainer signed to be on the other corner. So you had to be licensed. You had to pay a license fee to the state. And so we each had to have a corner. And in that corner, I met a guy, Doug Coltrane, 18-year-old kid, straight out of Selma, straight off the streets, rough kid, you know, bad childhood. I'd watched him. He had brought a group of people with him. And he had a stripper girlfriend. She's got her a couple of cheerleaders out there half naked in the audience. But pre-fight, I knew who my fighters were for my corner. And during one of the earlier fights, I looked over and this dude's just hogging down hot dogs. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be fighting in like 3 fights, and he's over there putting down chili dogs. And I'm going, I was like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like, you don't eat chili dogs.
Right.
10 minutes before you get in the ring, you're gonna be vomiting.
About to shit yourself.
Oh no, he puked. He puked in the fucking spit bucket. He came over there after the first round, and he went out there and he was in there with a dude that was, I'm telling you, he was a pro fighter. Dude was, you know, tagging him, but he was holding his own and, you know, taking the punches, but giving him some. And Doug had some really good natural athletic ability, but he didn't have like professional training. And anyhow, the bell rings, he comes back over and he's sitting, and I wouldn't let my guy sit down. I'm a firm believer in like, don't sit down because your blood will settle, and you know, you stand back up, you can be lightheaded. You know what I mean? I've seen that happen in fighters and corners. So I'm one of those guys that believe in making your corner men stand up in the corner. You know, your fighter stands up and you just deal with it.
Yeah.
So he came over to the corner, and I'm, you know, got spit cup, and I'm like, here, you know, rinse and spit, and he's sitting there going. I said, "Are you about to throw up?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, stuck his head in the bucket, and he vomited, and he went out without his mouthpiece. I said, "Just put your tongue in there." I said, he vomited the mouthpiece in his gut in the bucket. And I said, "Just put your tongue up there and act like you got a mouthpiece and go out there, dude. You only got one more round." And he went out there, and he ended up losing on a decision to the guy, and he was upset. But he walked into our gym the following week, and I took that kid under my wing, and I worked with that kid, and I ended up having fallen out with the gym over him because he didn't have money to pay. And I said, he's a potential champion. This kid's got potential. He can represent the gym. And they were like, no. So I ended up walking away from the gym that I'd helped build for 2 years. There was some money issues there. There was some property issues. I lost a lot of my training equipment. I lost a $4,000 boxing ring out of it. It was a bunch of mess. But I walked away from it. And I ended up going back to my original instructor, Johnny Holbrook. And I went in there, and he was, you know, older. We're all 20 years older at this point. But I told him, I said, man, I got these fighters. They wanted somewhere to train. You got the only facility that can really handle it. So we ended up, I started teaching MMA there. And by now I've got my feet wet. I know what I'm doing. And then here comes in the gym one night, Hurricane Shane Helms, freshman WWE. And I'd met him one night at a bar I was bouncing at, and he was in there with some friends. And but he came in, and this is after he'd broke his neck, been out of WWE for a while, and he was they'd released him to go back to training, and the WWE was wanting him to come back in, but he gained about 40 pounds when he broke his neck, you know, so he wasn't the ripped up wrestler they were looking for. So he says, man, I need to come do your cardio and get in shape. And if you look at that time frame, Shane had his little finishing moves. After working out with me for 6 months and getting rehabilitated, and he went back in WWE, his finishing moves all became like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu finishing moves. And he started taking on a depth. That's when you saw the looks of Undertaker, started trying to incorporate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You saw a lot of the wrestlers because MMA had opened back up to the world. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty much legal in just about every state in the United States. And the WWE was losing viewership to, you know, they were starting to do UFCs every weekend. You know, it was every 2 weeks they had a UFC match somewhere. They had the, you know, Friday night fights, the Monday night. And so you saw a lot of the guys starting to incorporate. But Shane Helms was one of the first guys who really went in there and started. And Shane is a huge fight fan. We became really close over the time. We would watch UFCs at his house, parties, you know. And he's one of those guys. I'm not a stat guy. I told Kenny, don't ask me about these fighters coming up. I like watching them. But Kenny knows them by name because he's all into the fight game. And, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm older. I still like watching, but I just don't really give a shit no more. You know what I mean? Like these guys, they're all arrogant little shits. They all think they're the best thing coming. I mean, they're Conor McGregor incarnate. You know what I mean? They want to, they all think they're the next hot thing. They go out and win one title fight, and then the next fight they're losing to some jackleg who just beats the shit out of them. And, you know, and the title switching hands faster now than it ever did. There's no reigning champion anymore. You know, and, but, is what it is, you know. But I like having the fact that, you know, I worked with a lot of guys. Verissimo Charuto, who was the Strikeforce champion. He was our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Nova Unai contact with Nova Unai. That was our affiliate with our gym, was Nova Unai. We weren't Gracie affiliated, we're Nova Unai affiliated. And Verissimo was our guy who come in and certified us. And I grappled with him. And you know, the funny thing was like, first time I ever meet the guy, he comes in and we're doing like grappling instruction, and he wants to roll with all the instructors. So me and him start rolling. And here I haven't rolled competitively in 10 years, and I'm keeping up with this World Strikeforce Nova Unai Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. And he goes, Frank, you had a Jiu-Jitsu? And I said, yeah, Brazilian, or I mean Japanese. And he goes, oh, traditional, yes. And I was like, yeah, you know, and he goes, Japanese, traditional. I was like, yeah. He goes, this is Brazilian. Japanese, fingers, no good. Wrist, no good. Elbow, arm, shoulder, yes. And I was like, yes, I know. I've worked with Brazilian guys. But the funny thing was he got me in a technique, and I knew what he was about to do, and I just resorted back to Japanese. I reached up, put the fingers, and peeled him off of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. And but it was funny. You know, and I worked with guys like that, Rich Clemente from USC.
Okay, I remember Rich Clemente.
Oh yeah, you know, down in Slidell, Louisiana. But my fight promoter, he was in the Air Force as his full-time job, but he was a fight guy. Nate Shook, he went on to work with Bellator. So through him, I met a lot of professional fighters. But I would train. I've worked with Eddie Bravo in 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I actually wanted to do. I really love the 10th Planet system, the flow of how he set that system up, and it went from Greco-Roman catch wrestling to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, and I loved it. And the thing is, I questioned his belt tactics, and I got booted from the system.
Really? Yeah.
I was outcast. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was blacklisted off 10th Planet, and I was working out. I was the only 10th Planet instructor in North Carolina who was actually working with 10th Planet instructors. There was a lot of guys that were doing the video training course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were calling themselves, you know, 10th Planet guys. But I was actually going. I worked with Neil Horley, who was out of Morgantown, West Virginia. So every other weekend, I would travel to West Virginia and work out with Neil, and actually had Neil come down and work out with me. And then there was Kevin Green, who was in Bear, Delaware, and it's a little town outside Wilmington, Delaware. And Kevin
wrestled there for years.
I
wrestled there for years, Bear, Delaware.
Kevin Green was a monster. They actually called his style of jiu-jitsu kill-jitsu because he was a wrestler, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu brown belt, and then a 10th Planet purple. And that was the problem, was here he is winning tournaments. He is ripping up the East Coast. Eddie Bravo's stationed in Hollywood, and Eddie Bravo's testing time. I don't know what it is now. I don't give a shit. Fuck Eddie Bravo, as far as I'm concerned. But his testing criteria at the time was you had to give up your life for 6 weeks and fly to Hollywood, rent a hotel, to get promoted to brown belt.
What?
Not black, brown.
Wow.
What? Roll with him for 5 weeks at Hollywood 10th Planet headquarters for 5 weeks and roll with his black belts and his brown belts, and you had to consecutively tap them to be promoted to brown.
Good night.
Just to be promoted to brown belt.
To be promoted to brown under 10th Planet.
That's crazy.
And I said, here you are, a millionaire. Yep. You're a millionaire off these books that you've written, off these videotape series you've done. You're a millionaire, but you're a pothead who thinks everybody should come to you. You know what I mean? Like, and you hear Joe Rogan talk about him, and Eddie Bravo is a phenomenal martial artist.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's the first dude to tap a Gracie in the Abu Dhabi. You know what I'm saying? And he tapped Holler Gracie. You know what I mean? And that was a phenomenal feat. Nobody tapped Gracie in a world event like that, and he beat him. You know what I'm saying? And then he went on to the rematch and beat his ass again. So, but he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he was a catch wrestler in high school and college. But phenomenal athlete, philosopher. That's one thing Joe Rogan said about Eddie Bravo was he'll get high and start talking, and you get mesmerized. And I got high with Eddie Bravo, and I don't smoke weed, but I was like, fuck it, it's Eddie Bravo. I'll
Bravo.
And,
But that's some of the best rolling you can do when you're when you're blazed.
And my old lady at the time, she liked smoking weed. She don't anymore, but back then, it was 10, 12 years ago. She brought a big fatty to the seminar, and I called him over and said, "Hey, want to get high?" He's like, "You got some weed?" Because he had to fly in, so he had no weed with him because he was flying. And I was like, "Yeah, we got some." And so we got high and went in there and did the seminar, and and I liked Eddie, and we had conversations on the internet and on the phone and stuff because I really was trying to promote the East Coast 10th Planet system. But the minute it came out, and Kevin reached out to me and was like, "Man, don't do it. You're gonna kill yourself, man. They're gonna turn on you." Dude, the entire jiu-jitsu community turned on me. Guys, Gracie systems turned on me.
Really?
I didn't realize how, but the thing was like I had people talking shit to me, and I was like, well, they were calling me a fake and a fraud, and I wasn't a real black belt. I never claimed to be a black belt. I said in jiu-jitsu, I'd say I'm a purple belt. And they're like, well, you weren't awarded. I said, I rolled with Risma Shudo, who's a 5th degree black belt in WNI, and he told me he'd put me a purple belt. That's his words, not mine. I didn't ask for the shit. I just rolled with him. And he said, yeah, you got skill, And I said, but I'll roll with anybody, and I'll train. So I ended up going to one of the schools that a lot of guys taught shit up here in Clayton. And the guy was a Gracie brown belt, And I just went in there and I said, look, I don't want any trouble. I just want to learn. And, that's all I want to keep working out. I said, I got back into martial arts. I really like it. I said, the past 6 months, I ain't really been able to train nowhere. And some guys that I had trained ended up at this school. So they were inviting me to come work with them. So I go in there and work out with them. And I kind of got a little redemption. But Doug, my fighter that I took on, who actually ended up at this school, he became their champion. And they took credit for him. It was funny. He walks in there, and then within 6 weeks, I never belted him in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I wasn't able to belt. You know what I mean? I was just teaching him everything I knew. He walks in there, and within 6 weeks, he's belted the blue belt, and then within 6 months, he's belted the purple belt, and yet they taught him everything in 6 months. You know what I mean? I'm like,
exactly.
That's some bullshit. But the good thing about it was Doug's training. Every time he got with a girl, he didn't want to train. You know what I mean? Happened. It was more about getting laid. We all were at one point, I guess. But he didn't have a strong ethic when it came to training. He wanted everything given to him. I had spoiled him by training him for years for free. I saw potential in him. We sent him to Philadelphia, to the AKA in Philadelphia. And he actually went up there and destroyed about half the fighters up there. And they sponsored him. They said, you come live up here, we'll teach you for free. we'll have you in the UFC. And Nate Shook was from Philadelphia, who was the guy who got him in there at AKA. He was my fight promoter. He was working with Bellator at the time. So we saw potential in Doug. And then Doug got up there, got to meeting hookers and strippers. And next thing you know, they're kicking him out of school because he wasn't showing up for training. And he comes back to North Carolina. He kicked it around with a few schools, ended up at a school. He ended up at this school over here and Clayton. And he went on to start winning some fights. And he got disciplined a little bit. But here this past few months ago, he went down to Florida to fight in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which, is the next
big thing.
Is the next big thing. I mean, that shit's taking off. And you see all the UFC guys, the old guys.
They're making some big money too, man.
Yep.
They're getting
Mike
paid
Perry,
there when they weren't UFC.
Mike Perry, yep.
Yeah, them guys are going over there, and they're old school UFC guys, but now they're just straight up boxing. And I can't think what that dude's name. Can you help me out? The little dude, he was on the Ultimate Fighter, and he always had like bright red hair when he come out and fight. He was a little crybaby on the Ultimate Fighter.
Bright red hair.
You talking about Lieben? Chris Lieben?
Lieben. Yes, Lieben.
Yeah.
He made it big in the bare knuckle fighting thing. But, the last few fights he's gotten beat up. And, he's got a lot of scar tissue. So I think he's out of the bare knuckle fighting. But my boy went down there to Florida, and that was one thing I really worked hard on was his boxing technique. His boy had lightning fast hands. The number one contender for the middleweight belt down there in bare knuckle fighting in Florida, for the bare knuckle fighting championship, was number one contender and undefeated in Florida. My boy went down there and beat him unmercifully for 3 rounds. And I mean, the first round he comes out in 45 seconds, drops the dude down. The dude went to one knee against they got a funky rope set up, a little round cage.
Yeah, it's round.
And he went down and grabbed the damn thing and went, ho. And the referee's like, are you quitting? He goes, no. And his corner screaming at him, get up. And he should have been counted out.
Should have been over. Yeah, should have been over. Yeah.
He gave up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He looked back up, said, no, I'm good. And they would let him continue. My boy beat the shit out of him for the next couple rounds and won the fight unanimously. And now that's his thing.
That is awesome.
And he's 36 years old, past his prime for UFC. But, me and Nate talked to him. Hardcore talked to him, said, man, you're like my son. I was like, and, I wanted you to succeed all through your life, but you didn't have to be a professional fighter, you got to be dedicated. You got to give up life. And people don't realize it. Mm-hmm. I was in the same boat. I mean, I blew my knee out. I could have went back and had a second surgery to graft my knee, but, I met a girl, got her pregnant, got married. Kenny knows all about that horror story.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Legal issues out the ass, money gone. I mean, that was when I really disconnected for a few years. But that was one thing. Fighting got me back into life. I mean, it set the stage for where I am now in business. And Kenny will tell you, I'm just growing. I mean, I got more. I mean, I'm still at shop. I'm doing this Mercedes behind me, tinting windows on it. And I got another hour and a half, 2 hours on it. And then I got to fix some spoilers for a guy's car that he's coming in tomorrow and haven't put on. I mean, I'm doing all I can do, and I don't have time to train. And I wished I did, but at 54 years old, I'm seeing the backside of life. And, you start to realize, things don't work like they used to. Me and Kenny, that's one thing we'll joke about. We used to be athletic as hell. Kenny has to be one of the most natural athletic people I've ever met in my life. I've never seen anybody pick up a ball, can do with a basketball, a softball, or football, what that young man right there did, to never have been a pro athlete. We played softball together on a softball league, and Kenny was our cleanup pit batter, and he come up to bat, and you just see the guy just drop their head. He's knocking it about 3 fields over. He's bouncing it off the concession stand, and just walking us all in. It was like, and if it weren't for him, we'd been the shittiest team in the league. But
I think we still lost about we might have won 1 or 2 still.
Yeah, I mean, I got out. They asked me to play. I was like, all right, I'll play. I mean, I ain't never been a ball player, I always did extreme sports. I did BMX racing.
But the guy was so competitive. He was gonna give it everything because he was a competitive dude.
No.
Yeah,
Couldn't say no.
Like, but then I was a base hitter. You know what I mean? I get on first base, and I was just like, all right, I made it where I was supposed to be. All right, Kenny, bring me home. But,
well, Frank James, man, we showed up thing. We expected about 10 minutes.
I hope I entertained everybody. I mean,
yeah, man.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
no, you're good. I'm just saying, you gave us.
I'm trying to remember stuff, and it's coming back as
awesome.
talking.
This is awesome. No, it was awesome, man. I wasn't
tell everybody,
complaining.
you can tell a fighter by their hands. If you look at them hands, they've been beat all to hell. Them knuckles are tore up, broken, and
I wasn't complaining.
That's all I had really left in my fight game. You know what I mean? Just arthritis and beat up hands.
Mm-hmm. And stories, right?
I got to punch Bob over here every corner, and every now and then I'll get mad and punch him a few times. But, Kenny, he's training in boxing, and he is doing good. And the one thing about it was, me and Kenny boxed one time a long time ago.
Yeah, he taught me some shit. He
didn't think I knew what I was doing. And now that he's actually doing it, he's coming in, weekly. Hey, man, I was doing this, and this, and what you said back then works now. And I'm like, hey, when you work with the kind of fighters I worked with at the time, even just being a sparring partner, you learn and pick up. My biggest problem is I wasn't a boxer. I like kickboxing. I like using my feet. And when I blew my knee out, I was like, my fight game's over. I look back at it now, I was like, I should have just got into straight up boxing. I would have done something,
You should have tried boxing, man.
But, I didn't think, like I said, marriage, kid, legal problems. I was like,
brother, I definitely appreciate you, man.
And a lot of legal problems, more legal problems.
Gracing us with your great stories. This is right up the alley of what we do on this podcast. And I thank you so much. I enjoyed
it, man. I was like, I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I'm sitting there telling Kenny, 15 minutes, like, what are we supposed to be talking about again?
Here we are. 40 minutes is great, dude.
Exactly.
Real, man.
Great.
Yeah, man. Because most people after about 10 minutes, they lost.
Yeah, no, I could go on forever. I love talking. I mean, I got a colorful.
No, you don't. Not Frank. Frank James don't like to talk. No, he don't.
Yeah, I spend half my day talking about myself.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that.
It was nice. I enjoyed it. If you ever want me on again and talk about
we'll have you on again.
Let me know.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome, man. Thank you. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
you guys look like you're a little bit younger than me. I'm probably the old man in the crowd, but King keep
training. They normally hit me up with that. So you got the year on me.
You got us.
Yeah, you are.
I'm close, but you got us. You got us.
Yeah, I'm up there in the mid 50s. But I don't feel it. Kenny has to remind me all the time because I still got some anger. And people talk sensitive, and I'm like,
I'm his conscience. I'm his conscience, man, because this guy right here, if I'm not his damn conscience, then I'm probably bailing his ass out of jail. Because if somebody talking shit, he still is like, I'm doing my thing.
How you doing? Right. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
He is my voice of reason when I have none. So I enjoyed it, guys. Thank you.
No, thank you,
I love you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
I love you too, man. You know it. Guys, awesome meeting y'all. I think what y'all doing is cool as shit. I wish I had the foresight and fortitude to do it, but I'm retarded. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. I hope it grows.
Thank you, man.
I hope people found what I did tonight.
Hey, listen, if anybody's interested in checking out your shop or getting anything done, man, why don't you give your shop a plug?
It's Auto Effects Customs in Garner, North Carolina. As Kenny will tell you, I'm a bike builder, a painter. We do window tinting, we do ceramic coating, I tell people basically it's what I want to do. People come in all the time, well, what are you doing? I'm going, what are you trying to get done? And I'll tell you if I'll do it or not. I've been working on
glue in the building.
As a kid, and I enjoy it. But the motorcycle thing is my love. Kenny has growed with me in that. Kenny got his first bike from me.
He sold me my first bike and then told me another year or two, you're gonna buy another bike. And I'm like, hell no, I love my bike. What I do in another year? What I do in another year?
You gotta upgrade. Right?
He's got him a nice ass custom Harley, and I was glad I did the paint job on it. The bike turned out beautiful.
I've seen it, man. I've seen it. It's a beautiful bike.
Yeah, and I got mine. It's It's back
Look at
there
that.
on the
That's what he
lip.
does, man.
Okay.
And
okay.
mine's
That's
coming,
4 custom
and I'm gonna
bites.
embarrass
4
Kenny
custom
when it
bites.
comes out. I'm gonna make
Oh.
Kenny look retardedly stupid because I'm gonna have the baddest bike around.
Listen, man.
I just-
Everybody,
still-
if you want to get anything done to your bike, get your windows tinted. Make sure you go check them out.
Thank you,
What'd you
guys.
say it was
Thank
called
you so
again?
much. Kenny, you know where I'm at. I'll see you sometime in the next day or two. I know because you're always
Of
here.
course, you know I'll
And
be up there.
I love you,
All
guys.
right,
thank
love you
you
too,
so
brother.
much.
Thank you, Frank. We appreciate you,
Frank.
brother.
Anytime you want somebody to bore you by talking about themselves, I'm available. All right.
Thank you,
Guys,
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
man. We
brother.
do
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
you, brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just out here leave studio and I'm out.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
He got you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy can't
Yeah,
talk.
that was cool,
Frank,
man.
Frank is a good dude, but he's
Hey,
he's
you know
done
what
a lot,
though?
man.
Yeah.
He's
done
got
a
cool
lot.
stories, man. That
Yeah,
kid-
he's
man.
done a lot, man. He's done. I mean, it ain't
we-
just
we
story.
had
I
a
mean, he's
couple-
literally, and he didn't even get in his bar fighting days.
Right.
Bro,
Yeah.
he got some stories for you, bro. He's
Wow,
awesome.
that's crazy,
He's an awesome
man.
dude.
But
Well-
look, we missed out on this one here. My bad. Two is better than Burrow.
You know why you're brown. You know why your belt's brown because you've been shitting on it with his old shit.
Who is better than Burrow?
And he said,
No, hell no.
Mega,
I had to
you ready to
register
watch
that.
Burrow?
What the hell?
Burrow his way to the bottom.
Get the hell out of there. I don't even know who's texting that.
And
Somebody's on crack.
that's one of Mega's boys, I guess. And then
Somebody-
that
yeah.
hope the kid feels better.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good. But you just popped
So
that?
Annette, no, I just popped it open. So caramel latte, I'm trying this right now. It's that green.
Caramel Latte says that people from the South are long.
Stop
winded.
it.
but great
But-
stories. Nah, you know what?
I'm gonna try
He
this.
definitely had me
He
intrigued,
definitely
man.
yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, he could
definitely
have
some
kept
cool
talking,
stories,
bro,
man.
and you wouldn't have got. You'd have still been
You
like,
know
damn,
what?
it's been an hour and a half. He has stories that keep you going, and I watched that guy do some crazy shit, bro.
Caramel
Not bad.
Latte also asked you, did you watch the UFC fights this weekend?
No, I actually watched Ryan Garcia fight this weekend. I
did peep
boxing
those
match this
highlights. I did peep those
Nope, I
highlights.
watched the
That
boxing
the
match.
UFC fight was the UFC fights were pretty damn good. Pretty much
I-
most
I-
of the fights were pretty solid.
Yeah, Kamalate, I'm boxing first. I like UFC and it's in the right fight zone, but my love for boxing is crazy.
Mega is like a grandpa. Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying this woo. South
Look-
Africa lip.
Look
I mean,
at the comment.
For
there.
real.
Your lips are gonna be tingling.
It's it definitely tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher. It's a little pungent.
It's
the
very
aftertaste
sweet.
feel.
Those are very sweet. Those lips. If you haven't really messed with them, man, some of those flavors are solid though.
Yeah, they are. Oof. This will wake your ass up for sure.
Carmelata says a lot of the underdogs won. It was good. Yeah, it was definitely a good card. I
probably should have watched it because I kind of knew what the hell the Ryan Garcia fight was going to do, but I wanted to watch it.
Who'd Ryan Garcia call out after that?
Well, so here's the gimmick. Him and Tank, of course, have been jawing back and forth.
Word.
Gotta love Carmelate. Gotta love her.
I can't finish a can of this.
Dude, that stuff is
like, I'm
no
like,
joke.
yo, yeah, this shit is woo.
But I used to drink one of those at work. Man, I'll drink one of those. Sometimes I drink two when I was working. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Boogaloo wants to know if I have any good fishing stories. Yeah, me and Lou fished for hours and caught not a damn thing.
Really?
Y'all waiting on me to show up.
We had that.
They just waiting on me to show up.
We got that gar that was just eating all of our damn bait.
Y'all caught him?
Not doing hell no. All he does, he like nibbles and then he's out. That's it. We're done.
So what you probably have to do is get a circle hook, because a circle hook generally when they bite, it kind of catches themselves instead of you setting the hook. When they go to bite, and it kind of rolls around in his mouth and hooks them.
Louis, get on it, bro. I bought. Hey, you want to hear a funny story though? Yeah, but before we get on to some actual sports topics, right? I decided to go to like the short. There's like like a little tiny piece on the pier, right? On the dock or whatever. How you think Spanish people eat in Mexico and stuff? On the islands. What do you think they do on the islands?
Yeah, they don't get it twisted. Mexicans are for real when it comes to fishing. I seen the whole can tied to the string, whip it around and throw it out.
So back in the day, right? Me and my pops caught a bunch of fish with a stick.
Yes,
and
I have seen
fishing
some
wire.
Mexicans do some things, bro.
Hey, we're not Mexican, bro. Come on, bro.
No, I know y'all not. I know y'all not.
I know.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I've seen some Mexicans do some things fishing.
Pop says Puerto Ricans don't fish, but yeah. So, bro, I was like, I'm gonna go to this tiny little area and try and see if I can cast out over here because I ain't casted over here. So I'll go toss the whole fucking rod into the water. whole rod.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm like,
man,
should I get it? And I'm like, hell,
I
ain't
teaching
going
to do
in
when
there.
I go down there, Mecca. I got a lot of teaching to do when I go down there, Mecca. Good.
But I said, should I get? Nah, I ain't going in there to get this shit.
That's crazy.
You're comparing yourself to a Mexican. I think. Come on now. Come on. Yeah, pops. I pulled back in the day. My pops pulled that move, and my brother got very upset. But all right, let's get to some sports topics.
Let's get to it, man.
All right. Where we at? Juan Soto won the home run derby.
I thought y'all told me that was Tuesday, man.
No, today's the All-Star game.
Oh, the game is tonight. Okay.
I was peeping it a little bit while Frank was talking. I was struggling because I wanted to be like, oh, look at this fucking shit, motherfuckers.
2-0 National League. But
the home run
derby
NL
was yesterday.
It was pretty good though, man. Not for nothing. I did feel like it was a little. I felt like the fix was gonna be in when I saw Soto over here trying to go opposite field versus Pujols. So I was like, "Come on, bro, just pull the ball. You know what's up. You're killing it." He was hitting like freaking 460. And all this thing, he's trying to go opposite field, and he's losing. I'm like, get out of here we go. But he ended up coming back and taking it all. But let me tell you, man, Julio Rodriguez, that kid looks legit.
That's the young kid they was talking about.
Yes,
the 23-year-old guy.
Yeah, I drafted him in both my leagues in the 15th round.
Really?
Word up. You know what I'm saying?
I got him in one of my leagues, and he's been killing it for me.
Somebody was, it's too early. I'm like, all right, rookie of the year.
15th round, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm like, this dude's, yep.
Is in David Jones' locker. Yeah, I'm diving in that lake at some point, and I'm gonna get it, Lou. We're gonna find it. It's gonna have barnacles on it. Do barnacles go in lakes? I don't know. Probably not. But
the hell is a barnacle? What is a barnacle?
Ain't a barnacle the damn things that stick to the sides of the boat?
You say so.
I don't know. What ain't that what they call?
It might be. I ain't saying you lying. I just had never heard that.
It's like those damn little gimmicks that are on like the damn pier, on the post of the pier and all of that. Normally look like shells all stuck.
No, shells. Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I felt like you trying to make me look silly. I was like,
I'm
calling it the wrong
thing. When you explained, I understood, but when you called the word out, that's just it was my ignorance.
I thought I was calling it the wrong thing. I was like, damn, he's calling me.
No, I wasn't calling you out. I just had never heard the word.
Neighbors don't boat.
Oh yes, I do boat. Yes, I actually bass fish. I fish on a regular basis. I love to fish.
Yeah,
not on the boat.
He definitely Rodriguez came out. He hit 32 in the first round, 31 in the second round.
Damn.
And then he ended up
I was in the damn Navy, and yes, I can swim.
Hey,
I can swim, Pops.
Well, I was in the Navy. Pops, I'll back you on that.
I can swim. I don't know what Mega could do, but I can swim.
Listen, hold on. I'm gonna tell you the way it works, right? Most of my neighbors that I know growing up north can't swim.
Don't swim.
Well,
They don't swim. They like the water, but
Exactly.
they ain't going in that thing
right.
deep.
Exactly. If I can't stand up, I ain't going in it.
The good thing is you're so damn tall, you can stand up in most pools, right?
If I can't touch the bottom, I ain't going in.
No, I learned early to swim, Pop. I did.
Kenny, how you was in the Navy?
You're right. I've never heard of that.
I'm surprised they didn't have you scraping them things off.
No, I was an engineer. I worked.
You a fancy neighbor.
No, because that's just a fancy word for down in the bottom of the boat, inside the boat. Okay. Yeah, it was nothing fancy about a damn engine being a damn engineman. I worked on diesels. Nothing fancy about it. Loud as hell, leaked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, you weren't doing a good job, but
oh, no, them shits. I can tell you what, if you want to get rich, this is what I will tell you. If you want to get rich, invent one screw or anything that the military picks up on this list. And listen, bro, we had boxes of shit and we'd buy it over and over and over and over and don't need it. But because you was in a surplus, they would continue to buy the shit. So if you want to get rich, invent something that have something that the military you get on a surplus and you'll be rich.
Boogaloo says that Homicide wears Timbs to the beach. Scrubbing floors.
Yeah, I have done that, Pops. I have scrubbed the floors.
Swab the deck.
Swabby, they call them swabbers.
Swab the deck. Also, Juan Soto rejected 15 years, $440 million. There's a lot of speculation that he's going to be traded by the deadline. Which
night 400.
I don't think he'll be traded by the deadline, but I think he'll go in the offseason.
Yeah.
If they don't, obviously, if they don't come to.
And that's baseball money. That's guaranteed, right?
Guaranteed.
That's guaranteed. I mean,
however, me and Mega did talk for like 2 minutes. It ended up being like 29 million, I think, a year.
29.
Yeah, that's good to say. You see that big number, but then you started to put that 15 in there, and it's like, you know what? That ain't as sweet. I mean, baseball numbers, that ain't as sweet as it seems when it comes to baseball top star money.
Well, yeah, when you look at like Mike Trout making 36 million.
Exactly.
And he's been, he's been he's a great player, but he's injured practically every year.
Lately, I've been seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all things being equal. I mean, it's life changing money though. It's life changing money, and it's not like he's not making 29 million now. So he's not going to get there for a couple of years. So I think and he's not going to be worth that in years 13, 14, 15. Right?
He talks with the Braves.
He can't be in talks with anybody. His ass he's going to get his ass in trouble.
I don't want his ass.
Dude, I think it's
a fair. Hell no. I don't want no part.
It's the outfield though with him and Acuna.
Oh yeah, but no. Yeah,
Finally got Acuna on the show too.
I got a fucking Soto's name.
You were able to make the deal.
Yeah. I won the World Series with the Red Sox and did some finagling, and I got it for my team.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the Red Sox ain't winning enough. Damn thing.
Yeah, we playing like some straight bullshit.
If I was him, I don't. It's life changing. I don't know if you could.
Well, if y'all saying they're already making 29 million,
no, he's not. He's not.
He's making chump change.
He's making chump change. So if he makes 29 million next year, he's advancing his rate. So I think it's a fair deal for both sides. It's just he's going to bet on himself like, now I want more. He probably wants to be the first $500 million.
Dude, they said that he's pretty much that. What's his name? Boris is trying to get $50 million a year for him.
Shit, ain't no way in the world. No,
dude. Yeah, good.
You're not going to get. No, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Damn,
it's going to happen.
You don't think so? In 2 years?
For
think
10
about
years,
it, bro.
In 2 years, maybe he may
in
get
2 years.
you get $50 million for what 5 years. Nobody's going to give you $50 million.
Oh
for
no,
10
not
years.
not for 10. Not
Yeah,
for
yeah,
10
yeah.
Right,
Like
years.
you 5 year, yeah. Something.
Yeah, they'll do it
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, they'll do that, but nobody's going to give you $500 million. There's no way. There's
Yeah,
no way.
that apparently that's what So, but yeah, this year he's on a $17 million contract. So,
okay. So
you know what?
that's like you said, he ain't getting chump change, and he figured how old is he probably?
23.
23 years old.
23 years old. So he definitely like, you know what, 15 years to say, nah, I'm gonna make more money than that.
I wouldn't
I'm gonna make more.
15.
He's
Yeah.
betting on I'm making more money than 440 million over my career. And 15-year sign is my career, is probably what he's looking at. And he's saying, I'll make more than that with, like you said, maybe 5-year contracts, 6-year contracts, or whatever.
Dude, come on, Pops. Hey, Mega's told us how good he was.
Anybody?
Good. Hey.
That's fire.
Pops. I already told these guys they got to work harder now. I done got 2 people back to back. So
I got 3,
and they brought me up.
No, I got what? No, I got 4. I got 4.
Was it for this show or was it for the other show?
It was for this show.
What?
I got 4. Yeah. I had Greg, the photographer, right?
Yeah.
Photographer you were here.
I remember him.
I had Hawkins or Brian Myers.
Okay.
I had Chris Carlin and Chris Leibel.
No, Carlin was before that was on Wrestling with Sports.
I think we did something Wrestling with Sports or something.
All right. Yeah. Well, it was always us. It wasn't on Nights at the Giving Table or those defunct wrestling shows.
Pops, don't get it twisted, Pops.
Soto is looking at $500 million over 10.
I get Chris Carlin on again. Yeah, he. So if he got that, then he would be 33. 33, 34. Fuck Dirt Cheetah. 33, 34.
When
was he gonna? Will he get more than after 10 years is up? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know what though?
He's got to sign like 5. He's got to be in position to have either an opt out or be totally free.
I was just gonna say that.
Has to. You can't have anything that takes him to 33, 34, or else you gotta do 15 years and whatever, fucking 600 million, whatever it is.
What have you done for us lately? Who Boogie talking to?
He's talking about Mega. Mega not bringing people on lately. But yeah, I agree.
I brought 4 people on and they ain't say nothing to nobody. All right.
I'll have some more.
I agree. When are we getting Jeter on?
Matter of fact,
that's what I want to know. When is Jeter going to be on, bro? He's got the show right now, man. They got the Derek Jeter show going on.
Man, you need to pull your strings, man, to get Jeter on, man.
Let's do this next
if
one.
If I could get him, I would. I honestly would. I wouldn't say a word. Be like, but I'd get him. Show comes first.
Trump
first. Somebody get a baseball player right now.
Oh yeah. You know Cameron Maben? Get Cameron Maben, bro.
I do know.
I like that dude, man. I like that dude. He's a good dude. But let's go with this right here, right? So the MLB draft happened. Jackson Holliday was drafted first overall by the Orioles. That's Matt Holliday's son.
Okay.
Drew Jones was second overall to the Diamondbacks. Andrew Jones' son.
Wow.
Justin Crawford was 17th. That's Carl Crawford's son.
Martin McGuire, I know who that guy is.
And Mark McGuire's son went in the 8th round.
I'd be damn.
So
first of all, it's crazy that Matt Holliday's kid. Andrew
Jones, like I didn't realize, I felt like Andrew Jones played so much more recent than 2012.
I know it does.
But when I looked that up, I was like Andrew Jones' kid.
Did he play somewhere else after Atlanta?
Yeah,
He
New
went
York,
from
baby.
no, relax,
Where'd he
relax,
go?
I just
Where'd
relax,
he go?
relax with the Yankee crap. My
Where'd he
God,
go?
Dodgers,
Where'd he go? Come on.
Dodgers, with the Dodgers after the Braves.
What was
Where'd
the
he go
blonde
and
hair at? What was the
revitalize
blonde
his
hair at?
career?
Mega, what was the blonde hair at, Mega?
I don't think he had blonde hair. He never had blonde
Didn't he
hair.
do a blonde hair gimmick one time?
No,
Nah,
not Andrew.
I don't
Sure.
remember Andrew Jones
Yeah.
with no blonde hair.
Yeah.
You might have to.
remember-
We may have to look at that one, but I don't
So-
remember
Yeah.
him ever having no blonde hair.
I thought I was like this freaking scout. So I met Andrew Jones. He was like 18 or 19. No, 18. No, 17. Right? Braves rookie 18.
Holy
and there was a first baseman on his team called named Ron Wright. This dude's forearms were crazy. I could have swore this dude was going to have a long career in Major League Baseball.
Who were you saying? Sorry,
Ron Wright. He was, when I first met Andrew Jones, it was like 17 or 18. And he's an outfield in the Braves rookie team. They had a first baseman named Ron Wright. And his forearms were crazy. Like crazy. And was hitting moonshots. I thought this dude was going to be the next big thing. And he just
faded.
couldn't do. He just couldn't hit a fucking breaking ball and save his life. But
Mm.
Money's forearms were crazy. I was like, yo, this
But
dude
look,
hit.
but look at Joey Gallo, man. Joey Gallo's been in the show for like 6 years now, and
Yeah.
he can't hit a damn fastball.
It's I don't.
Don't mean to get off.
160.
Don't mean to get off the subject, but I see with Jake Paul hospitalized with a broken back, bravely vows to still do the fight.
You know what I'm gonna call on that one, right?
Okay, Bane got to him. Bane got to him, broke his back.
I'm gonna call shenanigans,
Fucking
and I'm gonna call.
I'm about like you,
bullshit.
cause they got him laying in a hospital bed. It don't even look like a damn hospital.
You know, the video that I had sent you, Kenny, was Rockman's son said that they told him that if he knocks Jake Paul out, he ain't gonna get paid his full fight price.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently he sparred with Jake Paul.
Oh no, they sparred.
previously.
Yeah, they
And
sparred.
Jake Paul was talking about how he did whatever with him, and how Rockman ain't good or whatever. But apparently Rockman said that he wasn't allowed to box southpaw. He had to only
they gave
use
him all
one
these
hand.
stipulations.
Yeah. So, like dude, that video he goes in like, he goes in on them hard for the
And
whole.
all dude was saying was, and it was kind of like he wasn't fighting what he was saying about him. It was kind of like, oh, whatever.
No, yeah.
I'm
He's like, yeah, but what happened with this? Like, come on, man. You ain't saying. And then he's like, hey, show the video. Then he's like, oh, the video. He's like, show the video, show everybody. So I'm intrigued. I think he's gonna end up pulling out of this fight and finding a way to not have to fight this dude.
Well, it's his first
Real
fighter actually fight. So, and the Fury fight was BS anyway, because Fury was not that good of a fighter. He was more.
But he wasn't going to fight him.
What? And he was more of a Jake Paul in Europe than so. And they made it look like because it's Tyson Fury brother was living off the name. But
this is not good.
And he really was a professional fighter. But
as a matter of fact, instead of what were we saying? I'm gonna call this a jobber. This is a jobber.
Told you, man. Yeah, I told you, man.
I just took another sip. This is horrible.
I took that second sip.
Like
was like, I can't. Yeah, I
sipped a little bit more before, but now that it's getting warm,
yeah, and what's so when I poured it out, I know you would like this, but when you normally pour an edge drink out, it's kind of like soda, right? I poured this shit out, it looks like fucking beer. I'm like, nah, not that means, but trash.
Boogaloo says Andrew Jones' son was ranked number 1. Yeah, I did see that too. He was considered the one that was, but they were saying that. Also, did you guys see that kid Kumar Rocker signed?
He signed with Texas. Yeah.
Third, but you know what? He took less money And he was the 3rd overall pick this time. He took less money than he would have gotten as the 10th pick last year.
Who knows, dude? I mean, if you don't know, he is great.
'Cause
His uncle or cousin could have been drafted by the Mets 10 years ago and held a joy grudge. Who knows? There's always some backstory to everything.
Because they said that the Mets was a guaranteed $6 million, and I think he signed for like 5 point something.
Yeah,
and being the 3rd overall pick, which is kind of, they said definitely on the low side. So, Zach Bloomquist, I love your comment.
Oh God,
love your comment, man.
You don't, but you don't really believe that, though, do you?
No, he's not. Zach,
LowRyda. I'm saying, are you saying he is LowRyda?
No, I just said I love his comment.
But I'm saying, do you believe that?
No, I do not.
Okay,
thank you.
I just want to make sure.
Thank you, senior neighbor.
Most clutch out of everybody I've seen.
God.
Hey, listen, A-Rod was great, but A-Rod wasn't coming through in the clutch.
Just saying, had some great opposite field smashes. He did. He definitely did.
But he would come through to win a game when it counted. A-Rod would hit a lot of bombs when it wasn't necessary.
What?
But everybody always says A-Rod is the greatest shortstop. So that's why I'm saying that.
But defensively, it's not even close.
You're starting with A-Rod over.
Well, the defense is not close, is it? From what I remember and what I heard on some sports shows, I heard somebody talking about this the other day, and they was like, at best, Jeter was fielding wise, maybe, and I guess arm and everything between him and A-Rod, it was kind of like no comparison. I mean, y'all know, you know better than me. But I was just watching the show and they was talking about it.
Yeah. Derek Jeter was clutch, but if you're starting a team and if you're, rotisserie fantasy, realist, whatever, you're going to take prime Alex Rodriguez over Derek Jeter 10 times out of 10. You just are.
I heard that name before only because I played the damn Xbox, but I couldn't tell you
the only thing I know about Honus Wagner is that baseball card was worth a lot of bread.
Well, let me ask you this, Chauncey. Let me ask you this. Who would you rather sign? And I was waiting to ask you this.
Who, me?
If you could, like today, I said you could have.
There he goes, my man.
Oh my God!
Giancarlo.
You can have. Hold on, stick to the program.
You hit one out.
You can have.
Yeah.
You can have
ball game, baby.
Would you listen? You can
Shut
have
up,
Aaron Judge.
Man.
You can have Aaron Judge.
Giancarlo doing his thing. 457.
Shit.
Listen, I love Giancarlo.
Oh my God.
He hit it 457.
457.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't no lob pitch like these dudes were doing yesterday.
Is a smash.
Not according to Mega.
So getting back to the topic at hand, would you rather have Aaron Judge for the next 8 years or Juan Soto for the next 12 years? I'm not jealous of Giancarlo of Mike Stanton.
He's not talking about that. I think he's talking about Derek Jeter. Left center field, yeah. Who would I rather have for the next 12 or 8 years?
10, 12, yeah.
All right. I would go with Juan Soto, depending on the cost. Now, if Juan Soto is going to cost me $50 million a year,
cost isn't a factor.
If Juan Soto's cost,
they'll cost you exactly the same.
Okay, same amount. I'm going with Soto. He's younger. My only reason why I may not go with him, Byron Buxton, back-to-back jacks, baby.
Who pitching?
Goslin.
Here we go.
Gonsolin. But yeah, I would. My only concern would be can Soto do it in New York? Because you know how that goes
It's
with players.
different. That's different
Yeah,
animal.
Mhm.
Without
Look
a
at
doubt.
Joey Gallo. Look at Joey Gallo. Look at
There's a laundry list of
yeah,
dudes.
like somebody that a lot of people,
Oh.
not to go crazy, but a lot of people complain about that came to the Yankees. They say that he couldn't handle New York.
Who,
Was
Joy Gallo or someone?
no, was
Oh.
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
But if you look at Randy Johnson's numbers, they weren't
Randy
really
did
that bad.
pitch in New York
He
for
was
a minute, didn't
already on the decline of his
He was on
career.
decline already. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got like 17 wins 2 years in a row. Like, come on, dude. People were expecting him to still be ace. And he
Like,
wasn't. He
right,
was
yeah.
old already.
The
You know what I'm
big
saying?
unit.
Yeah,
They
the
still
big
expect him to be
unit.
the big
They were
unit.
expecting him to
Right.
be
Like, dude. Yeah.
mullet having Randy
Right.
Johnson. You know,
Right.
he wasn't that dude anymore.
Killing pigeon with fastball, Randy Johnson.
Yeah,
Mhm.
his fastball was already declined, and but so for him, I feel like that's different. But like a dude like Joey Gallo, a dude like Sonny Gray, there's a lot of people that come to New York and they just can't handle it, and that would be my main concern about a Juan Soto rather than Judge, because we know Judge can handle it. That's my main difference. If I could have if Judge could stay healthy for 8
Yeah.
years, I may want Judge for 8 years over Juan Soto, because who's to say Juan Soto is going to you sign him 12 years, let's say, and all of a sudden dude can't handle New York, and all of a sudden he's a 168 hitter like
Joey Gallo. Yeah.
He's hitting 160 something, and you're paying him $40 million, and now you
I made the mistake of putting him on my damn show team, and he can't hit for shit on.
Oh, Joey Gallo, man, that dude might
That's
be
fair.
he might be the worst baseball player. Everybody talks about what's his name, Chris Davis, how bad Chris Davis was, but Joey Gallo's up there, bro. He is up there. I don't know if you guys saw that thing that I posted on Facebook that John Boy posted.
No.
Apparently, of the last 124 pitches that he had that were in the zone, in the strike zone,
Right.
he had 4 hits. And 2 of the hits, one was a squib that basically hit the floor and bounced, zigzagged all over, and he beat out. And the other one was the ball in versus Boston that the dude lost in right field, that he was like, and he got a triple on.
Mm-hmm.
So that means 2 technical really hit, two hits in all of that. And yeah, Louis, that's true. Like
That's
that was
no.
What?
First of all, it's Mattis with a U. Greg Mattis was on his way to New York.
I'm not talking. I don't know about what Maddox did, but I know that was Greinke.
That was Greinke for sure.
Greinke definitely wouldn't have made it over here.
No,
bro.
no.
And you know who else I don't think would have made it? Everybody was talking about Verlander coming. I don't think he would have held it. That dude, I don't think he would have been able to keep it going. He's soft.
Didn't y'all get the guy from the Giants or the Padres or something that was a real good ass pitcher? What was his name? No, was it Dodgers?
Hideo Nomo? No, I mean
I'm
what was
going
his
way
name?
back. Ed Whitson. I'm going way back on the Padres.
No, what's that? What's Buddy? What was Buddy's name? The Hideki Irabu we got from the Padres.
Hideki, I rob you.
The fat toad.
That dude.
Kenny, that's a great way to be frozen, bro.
That's a great way to be frozen. Like, huh?
He's
What
like,
the hell are these neighbors talking about?
oh man, but yeah.
What the hell happened?
You were frozen for a minute.
No, I know. That's what I said, man. I'm spinning.
We didn't hear that.
Yeah, we didn't see. We couldn't see. You were just frozen, like you were looking up.
No, Robert went from the Yankees to the Padres.
What the hell is this guy's name?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said we. Oh, he went to the Padres from us?
He went to the Padres from the Yankees.
Okay. Yeah, Louis said they were stated that those busters couldn't handle NY. That's why they didn't come. If you were starting a baseball team right now, who's the guy you are picking to start and lead your team? Now, let me ask you.
That's a good question.
Would you go pitching first or would you go hitting?
Both. Ashanti, whatever his name.
He said Ashanti.
You're talking about
I'm going both
Otani?
pitching and hitting all in one. Otani, there you go. Otani, whatever his name. Shogun Otani.
I love it.
I did take him first overall in my draft.
Ashanti. Ashanti aside.
There you go.
I did take him first overall in my fantasy draft.
He's a beast.
But
I would take a position player.
I would go position also. But listen, not for nothing, I would not shy away from Otani.
No, him aside. Him.
Yeah,
I think
he might be the dude that I would take. But just because he can play the outfield and he can mash,
right,
and he can pitch, and he's killing it right now. Did you see he's the first person since Nolan Ryan to throw 3 straight games of 12 plus strikeouts. My man ain't no joke.
Get a high profile pitcher, first name Kevin. Is it Kevin? Damn, I can't think of this.
From the Dodgers.
Kevin Brown?
Kevin Brown.
There you go.
Kevin Brown.
He didn't do shit for y'all, did he?
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't
bad.
He wasn't great.
But he wasn't the Kevin Brown.
He wasn't the Kevin Brown. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. He wasn't the Kevin Brown. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting. I would say if I wasn't going Otani first, right now I would probably say, like, you would. The scary thing is, like, so many of these young guys have been injured lately, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, you would have probably said it was Tatis, but then he's been injured every damn time, right? And then you got who's another one that's been injured a lot? Look at Trout. Trout's been injured a lot. But you give me Trout, from like 5 years ago, bro.
I mean, right now, either Soto or Acuna, one of those two.
Yeah, but Acuna's been hurt too, man. Nothing too major, but he's been hurt too. So
it's ACL, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's ACL. Yeah.
You
gotta figure someone's gonna get hurt eventually.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Oh no, it's gonna happen. So,
I don't know, man. It's one of those things, but yeah, I would probably go with like one of those. I would probably go with Soto just because he's 23, he can mash, he's got a great arm, and he can play the field. And that's probably a great way to start your roster.
Any
player of all time. Well,
dude, that's gonna be way too much,
Big Papi could mash for a minute. His ass is crazy as hell.
No, he said Big Pappy.
Big Pappy.
Pops.
Big Pappy.
Let me tell you something, Pops.
Do you
when
think
I see
Kirk
you,
is
Pops,
an all-star?
it's going to be soon. We're going to talk, buddy.
Do you think Kirk is an all-star and should be in this game? He's actually listen. He's put up good numbers for the catcher position. Hasn't been great this year.
Yeah, I mean,
and I would say, if Trevino would have stayed hot, I would have said that Trevino should have gotten the start over Kirk. But
there really aren't any good catches in an American League. I mean,
nobody, like, normally that's why what's his name was starting for like the last 8 years in a row. Freaking Perez.
Salvador Perez. Yeah. They're really
because he's a good catcher and he can actually hit. I don't even know is he hurt this year? Or is he just
he's been
not
playing.
Struggling? I haven't seen him at all. So
I think he was hurt a little bit because they got
what catchers are big names now? What catchers are big names now?
I'll tell you who isn't. Gary Sanchez, because he stopped coming on our damn show.
Yeah, he stopped coming on the show.
Gary Sanchez.
Wilson Contreras on the Cubs.
Yeah.
His brother on the Braves.
Hey guys, this is went a little longer, and I gotta make a business move with my son. So I'm going to have to
all right,
leave it up to you two guys, man.
We'll knock it out.
I'm sorry. I didn't expect my homeboy to do 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And my son been hitting me and over because we got a 3-way call with the fight with my boxer. Actually, we were looking at some other training.
That's gonna be gonna be a new gimmick, Kenny. Big Pappy.
And I'm gonna pay you when I get paid for it, Pop. But yeah, I got just to let y'all know what it is. I got another trainer that's actually we're now in the phase of sparring. So I'm talking to another trainer about getting him some sparring done because I'm trying to do this showcase in Tennessee in September. So we definitely. So yeah, my son been hitting me for a minute because he set this 3-way up. So I need to make this call. Thank you, Cole.
All right, bro. We'll catch up with you.
All right, we'll talk to y'all guys, man. Love you guys. Y'all take it easy, man. Hey, everybody that tune in, thank you so much. Keep tuning in. Keep with the questions.
See you next week.
All right, brothers. All right.
Peace.
All right. What we got? Bluetooth do-rags? I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, for Big Pappy, for the gimmick. Oh man.
My God, that's hilarious.
Carmel Latte says she thinks Kirk gets lucky. Yeah, you know what? Like right now in this with this catching market, like people are so determined. Everybody's more worried about pitch framing. And if you ask me, I think Trevino is the best right now at that pitch framing game, bro. He is no joke, and I love it, man. I like, I hate the fact that that's what it's all about now. But you know what? If it's gonna save you, a couple outs here and there, man, you got it.
Yeah.
You can't just have these. It's just crazy how the catching game has changed so much over the years, right? Because we had some of the most amazing catchers, at least during my time. I like I said, I remember growing up seeing
Junior Ortiz.
Who?
Junior Ortiz, remember him? He was the fake Tony Pena.
Okay, Tony Pena though. I remember Tony Pena. I remember dude, I was a big fan of Buddy that was on the Braves. Javi Lopez, right?
Javi Lopez.
Is that his name?
Big
Javi Lopez. Yeah. He was nasty. Jorge Posada, fucking Pudge. There was so many good catchers that could actually hit. And then you had the Piazza that couldn't catch worth shit. But he can mash, and you had like a Mike Stanley that was kind of like in that same boat, But it's
I think you got to find, and not because it's on the Braves, but I think it's true. Like a Travis Darnell, he's a good catcher. He's a good catcher
too.
His daughter was fine.
Yo, that's another one. Sandy Alomar, and the Molinas, all the Molinas, like nasty.
Like they could hit. Like you don't want a catcher that's like
an automatic out.
A great defensive catch that's an automatic out. It's like, all right,
but that's what everybody's doing right now.
Right.
And that's the crazy thing.
So when you get a good catcher who can hit, he's like pot of gold.
Yeah. Sal Perez, right?
Right. Sal Perez. Like my man.
And Yachty's another one. Yachty can hit. He hits for good average.
And that's how bad the catch situation is. Like Yachty's still good. Yeah. But theoretically, I mean, he should be on another team.
You would have 38
years old, right?
You would have thought by now.
Yeah, but
Matt Noakes. I got Matt Noakes' autograph on this wall right here, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Got Matt Noakes' autograph right there. But yeah, man, it's a different game, I feel like, because now. I also think it has a lot to do with the fact that some of these umpires are so horrible. Horrible. They're calling these horrible. Oh, Pujols is in. They call horrible strike zones, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's a tough thing, to go off of.
And that's why. What's my man? He He was on a Braves for like, so perfect example. Braves went through like 10 catches last year when Travis Dunlap got hurt.
Yo, Pujols sent that for a nice little ride.
What's the dude, the catcher that was on the A's for a minute, and then the Mets didn't sign him. They should have signed him. He was on the Braves for like a month last year.
Who? Wait.
The catcher on the A's for like a good 10 years.
Lucroy?
Jonathan Lucroy. Yes.
Yeah.
Jonathan Lucroy.
He was with the Pirates. I remember when he was with the Pirates and the Yankees were trying to get him from the Pirates. And he always hit. He was fast for a catcher. And he was a good defensive catcher and he can hit. And then the Mets passed up on him. But dude, his career washed horribly, you know.
What? J-Rod. Yeah. I
I
drafted him 15th round, both my drafts this year.
You drafted him in both in the 15th round?
Yep.
I wonder what.
Or maybe one was 16th.
Let me look and see what round I
I'm
took
taking
him.
this dude. I'm not waiting. I'm grabbing this dude.
I don't know what round I took him in this league. Let me see if it's.
Yeah, Louis. Russell Martin was another one. He was good. Good catcher who could hit. And then it's like, if you can't hit anymore, then you're
Russell Martin. Yeah,
Russell Martin was real good.
Yeah, Russell Martin was.
Russell Martin was real good. At Carmine, the worst umpire, Angel Hernandez, bar none.
Yes.
Angel is the worst umpire in Major League Baseball. How he still has a job is beyond me.
You know who I used to hate also was Joe West. Was
Joe West?
Bad. He was really bad for a while. I don't remember him like when I was younger, so I can't say like he's always been bad. But I feel like
he was pretty good.
As far back as I can remember, Angel Hernandez has been horrible.
Horrible.
Like I don't ever remember dude not making a bad call.
He's got to be the John Laurinaitis of Major League Baseball. Like I don't know how he has a job. This guy is horrible, and everybody knows it. And this guy still has a job.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's a very interesting scenario the way this whole gimmick works.
Wants to know his all-time favorite player in baseball. Currently?
Currently.
What do you think?
Louis is right. Mauer is
Joe Mauer's a good hitter.
Mauer was probably the last legit good catcher.
Who's a great hitter.
Great hitter.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now it's like one or the other. I feel like Sal Perez might
watch out for 2 years. Adley Rutschman. 2 years.
Oh, the dude in Baltimore.
Yep, 2 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they might have called him up a little quick.
I mean, what they got to lose? They're losing. You might as well learn the job.
Well,
fuck it.
They're not really losing much.
And now they're not losing, right? They're doing well, right? Yeah. So, so who's your favorite player in baseball right now?
Right now, listen. I told you weeks ago. Till this day, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm a Stanton fan, bro. I've been a Stanton fan for at least the last, probably since his first year in the majors. I was like, yo, this dude is a beast. Just seeing him, I'm like, yo, this dude. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing to me is the fact that they shit on his fielding. He's not a horrible.
No. He just got pitch and hold as a DH when he got traded to the Yankees, and then
because
it's out of sight, out of mind.
Judge is a good outfielder. Judge is above average in the outfield, and he's proving it. He's proving he's actually better by playing center field.
Yeah,
I think.
So, who do you think my favorite player is currently?
All time though?
No.
Oh, current right now.
Yeah,
current right now. I'm gonna say Acuna.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Is it a pitcher?
Nope. Right team. Wrong
position. Okay. Albies.
Yep.
Yeah, Albies is nasty, man.
Yep. That dude grinds. He has power. He can run. He's a great glove, great arm, great personality. He is the
Horrible contract.
quintessential horrible contract. Horrible. But that's one.
You neighbors robbed this kid.
Yeah, for real. We did. How we did call 5 on that one. But that was one where I was like, hey, it's life changing money. I don't need more. I want to play with my best friend, and I'm happy. So I can't from that respect.
See,
from that angle, I respect him. But he did. Now his agent did. So it came out. I don't know if you saw this, but Casey Close was Freddie Freeman's agent up until like a month ago. He didn't relay the Braves' offer to Freddie Freeman. So, you work for the player. So I was like, no, this is what I want. I only need $8 million for 30, and it was only an 8-year deal. I mean, a 4-year deal. So I'll be a free agent soon, but I want to play with my best friend. I'm having fun, and I got all the money I'll ever need. I just want to be happy and have a good time and have fun. So you can't play for that.
So that right there, right? I like that. I don't know if you saw Judge yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before. He did an interview, and they asked him about reopening talks for a contract extension. And he said, well, that's not up to me. Neighbor, what do you mean that's not up to you? It's all up to you.
It's all up to you, right?
And then he said, it's not about money. I love being a Yankee.
So why did you sign the deal in?
Boom.
Right?
Listen, I'm not saying the dude should have took the money because now he's proving that they need to come up higher with it, right?
Right.
But don't come out and say it's not up to you, which it's all up to you. Your agent works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't got nothing to do with anybody but you.
Yep.
You tell your agent, hey, I want to play for the Yankees. Whatever they offer, I'm taking.
Yeah.
If it's not about money. If it wasn't about money, you would have took 7 years and 29 million, whatever it was that they were offering. Yeah. So, I don't want to hear that crap. Bro, I hate Big Papi. I can't stand that dude. He's a clown.
I love Big Papi.
He is a clown. Of course you would love him because you're a clown.
You call me a clown.
You're a clown if you love that guy.
Love Big Papi.
How do they choose the home run? They pretty much, I think they just pretty much just randomly do it every year, like the teams bid, right?
They alternate American League, National League, and they do it first. They do it like as a reward. So if a stadium, like say Tampa Bay, right? We're going to tear down the Trop and build a new stadium. So all right, you build a new stadium. It's in 2025. We'll give you an All-Star game in 2025 or 26. So they'll do that. Absent it being like a cat dangling as a carrot as a reward, they'll just alternate it between major cities in each league. Then it's all right. It hasn't been in wherever for a while. We'll give it there. But first, they use it as a reward for building a new stadium
for dropping some money.
Yeah,
for the city itself to make, because the city itself makes a lot of money from all the tourists and everything that goes on. Zach says your favorite World Series.
I know. I'll tell you my worst World Series.
Look, for me,
not the Yankees. Yeah,
for me, 2000.
Who they playing? Was it San Diego?
Nah, 2000 was when that was the Subway Series.
Oh, Subway Series, that's right. Yeah.
And to me, that was great.
No, it was cool. Let me give you a story.
But 96 was also great for me because that was the first one I ever saw.
Oh, that sucks. So I was in attendance for game 1 of 96 when Andrew Jones hit the 2 home runs. Man. And I said, I'm wearing my Braves jacket. Let somebody do something. We'll fight. I don't care.
There's a difference. There's a difference between you and another and some of these small neighbors.
And we was in the upper deck. Me and the boy were in the upper deck, and then some chick had a Braves jacket on. I felt sorry for her,
bro. I tell people all the time. Like I remember going to games with my pops when I was 8 years old, and I remember somebody sitting in the bleachers with a Mets jacket or Indian's hat or something, and people would just walk by and pour beer on them, or pour or like rip a mustard packet and be just dropping it on them. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Look, my dad Crockett went for a walk. I do remember that, Lou. In '96, I like to see you in the bleachers wearing that. Yeah, I think that, you know what, dude. Nowadays, you could wear whatever the hell you want. Like I remember when me and Louis went to the new stadium, and they were playing Detroit. I never seen so many Detroit. I never seen so many opposite team jerseys in Yankee Stadium, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Yeah, and then the Yankees ended up losing to top it off, and it was just like, oh man, I was like, and then people, you know, some of these Detroit fans were all hyped, talking hella shit, and I'm like, dude, back in the early '90s, my man, you would have gotten smashed right now just for talking. Like you would have gotten smashed just for them winning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, I remember that too. Must have gone to A's jacket. Yeah, I remember there was some clown. Me and my dad went to the bleachers, and there was some clown with like a bedazzled Met jacket, and this dude,
idiot.
Everybody walked by this dude and was pouring beer on him.
Yeah,
boom, 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 and then all of a sudden you see him like running down the stands, and I'm almost positive they set his jacket on fire.
They probably did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it was just like, but it was so crazy. The bleachers was a different animal back.
Different animal, bro. Different animal.
Nowadays, it's like,
yeah, but
it's
hey,
okay.
let's watch the game together. Yeah.
Hey, we're all friends.
It's but back to the 2000 World Series. I was actually, I don't know what game it was, but it was at Yankee Stadium. I was actually watching the game with Mike Cuellar, who used to pitch for the Orioles back in the 70s.
Yeah, and it was before my time, brother.
It was before my time too, but
come on, man, you were like 32.
But it was great because he was breaking down every pitch by every pitch. I forgot who even started. Maybe it was Clemens and whoever for the Mets. I don't know, but
Clemens started game one.
Cool. That was cool.
Man, you know what, dude? Like, to me, like that was a great one for me.
I would say, you know what? I would say for me,
I got to experience them. I got to experience pretty much every year, I think, except for '96.
I don't know if I do.
I'll probably do in the stadium.
I'll probably do '95, just because the Braves were the underdogs. I mean, they were the underdogs last year too against Houston, but they had a lot of momentum. But '95 was. They played Cleveland, and Cleveland won 100-something games, and that team was crazy.
Yo, Cleveland pulled out. Cleveland, in '95 they had Alomar, they had Manny, they had Alomar, Albert Bell, right?
Albert Bell, yep. Jim Thome.
Yeah, Jim Thome, homie.
Yeah, Omar Vizquel.
Yeah, that was
Kenny Lofton. I mean,
that team was stacked.
Stacked.
Yeah. Okay, and was Mesa closing for them then?
Carlos Baerga.
Yeah,
Jose Mesa, I think he was. Yeah, that team was.
That team was crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I remember playing World Series baseball '96 on the Sega Genesis, and that was actually the team that I used to like to use at that time because they were so stacked.
Yeah, Paul Sorrento was the DH. And he was bat 7th or 8th. Yeah, that team was crazy. Just nuts.
Yeah, dude. It's you know what, man. You know me, bro. I'll talk about baseball all day, man.
Baseball,
But we do got to get into these wide receiver rankings.
Yeah, this is
ESPN released the 2022 wide receiver rankings, right? Devontae Adams 1, Cooper Kupp 2,
who they?
Jamar Chase 3, Justin Jeffries 4, Tyreek Hill 5, Stephen Diggs 6, DeAndre Hopkins 7, Mike Evans 8. Like I said, top 10, bro. Top 10.
He ain't top 3. Go ahead.
Debo Samuel 9, and DK Metcalf 10.
I think that's pretty accurate.
I'm not complaining about it.
I
However, with Hopkins, he did not look good last year. Maybe this year he's gonna find it again, but bro, he looked bad last year.
I would probably.
I would.
If I had to question one, I would probably put AJ Brown over Deebo Samuel.
So you would take Deebo out of the top 10?
Yeah.
Or wow,
yeah,
okay.
I would take Deebo out.
Okay.
Because he's that, he was that jack of all trades, wide receiver and halfback, where AJ Brown was 100% wide receiver. It's like football player or position player, yeah, Deebo, but just strictly wide receiver. I mean, AJ Brown is no joke. I mean, again, that's just me.
Yeah,
I think when people look at that, they think about, all his plays out the backfield and him scoring touchdowns or gaining 20, 30 yards, and considering that as a receiver play, and it's not. He's coming out the backfield, not strictly as a wide receiver. That's the only reason why.
He's not lined up on the end against the best cornerback there either at the same time. So yeah, you might be right. That's not a horrible point that you're making there.
But it is better than that stupid.
I would like to see him actually lined up as the number one wide receiver going against the number one cornerback. You know what I'm saying, on every play, and see if he actually does that. But he's a big boy too, man. He may be able to body a lot of them dudes. Like I know that's a big part of Mike Evans' game is he's a big boy. He'll get up there and catch them jump passes, and he can get some physical play going, But I'm not mad at this list. Not mad at all. I feel like Cooper Kupp deserves to be right there where he's at.
Oh yeah, he's
and Devontae Adams, he's been up there, and he ain't looked like he dropped and he lost a step at all. So yeah, I'm not mad at the list.
No. Did you see this Madden ratings?
Yeah, I was gonna send that to you.
Joke.
I was gonna send that to you. I can't. I saw Justin Jeffries said that he's gonna work harder after seeing the ESPN rankings.
That was Jamar Chase.
That was Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Jeffries. I thought I read something about
because he said that. He said, "Don't worry, so just give me something to work hard." And then Tom Brady said, "Don't worry, they didn't even have me in the game my second year." But just to listen. This is so stupid.
You got the list? Because I was just about to try and pull it up, but go ahead.
It's so stupid. Then the sporting news, they messed up. So they have in order from 1 to 15. Devontae Adams 1, Cooper Kupp 2. Don't agree with that. Then here's where it's Tyreek Hill 3, DeAndre Hopkins 4, Stephon Diggs 5, Justin Jefferson 6, Mike Evans 7. This is where it's really what? Keenan Allen 8, Terry McLaurin 9, Amari Cooper 10, Michael Thomas hasn't played in 2 years 11, Tyler Lockett 12,
all before your boy.
Yeah, Chris Godwin 13, DK Metcalf 14, and Deebo Samuel 15. Where the hell is AJ Brown? And where the hell is Jamar Chase? How do you not have the Rookie of the Year top 15 wide receiver?
I don't know.
How do you have freaking Amari Cooper, who only played half a year, right? It's on a new team. And Michael Thomas hasn't played in 2 years.
2 years, dude. And he still ain't ready to play.
And he's not ready to play. Like, what?
Well, even Godwin was hurt and didn't play nearly as much as he could have.
It's crazy.
Brown can't stay healthy. That's what Zach says. Both were garbage.
Oh, here we go. I mean, catch out, but I still think he's better than Mark Cooper and Keenan.
Listen, I'm gonna agree with you on that.
just,
I'm gonna agree with you.
I tell you, there's no debate. Joe Burrow is better than Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't know about that.
Joe Burrow's way.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about way better.
Joe Burrow's way better.
I don't know about way better. I don't know
You're
about
insane. I hope you're joking.
I don't know about
I
way
hope
better.
you're joking. That dude's way better.
Listen, I think me and Zach are gonna have to go get a beer on
Joe
this one
Burrow.
because you're saying no shot, and he says no shot. I agree with him.
Joe Burrow's a top 5 quarterback. Tua ain't even top 20. Oh God, Jalen Waddle was good.
Waddle wasn't
Waddle
bad.
was
He's pretty good.
Was good. But it's just
Soto grounds out.
I don't know about this Madden list, but
Dude,
the ESPN list is pretty accurate. I don't have any complaints.
The Madden, I don't know, man. Sometimes when you see these Madden, especially like the Madden ratings, sometimes it's just like this is crazy. Like, how's this dude a 92? And then you're like, I don't get it. But
I don't get it.
You know what? Who knows how they decide these things? You know, I don't know.
God.
Hey, you still angry about that, huh? Just so you know, a little update on the
game,
the All-Star game. It is 3-2 still, American League. You know, I'm like dying for it. Did you see the gimmick that they're having if it's a tie after the ninth?
No.
They're doing a home run derby.
I'm not mad at that.
I think it was something along the lines of like three players from each team go up and they get to swing for the fences.
After 9 or after like 10 or 11.
I think it's after 9. It doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like now, I think it's all about ratings. So right now, I feel like I really like it. Yeah. I feel like I really like it too, just for the simple fact that it's not like this is before. Remember a couple years back when it was
God,
home field advantage.
I hated that.
And I hated
that.
So when I look at that, you know, it's like I'm not mad at this. I see my man Trevino up in there now coming into the game. Hey, you know what, man? I'm happy when I see dudes like that getting to finally get some shine. Because like, dude, like we said, he was considered a defensive catcher. They thought he was going to be the third catcher on the Yankees.
Yeah.
And my man's been killing it. And he made an All-Star game.
No,
lifelong Yankee fan. He's already had 2 big walk-offs. Great defensively. So they're doing the stand-up to cancer right now. Yeah. So, you know, that's pretty cool. I always like that gimmick that they do there. Tua's been playing behind the 31st O-line.
Oh, God.
And has back-to-back winning seasons.
I got one thing to say.
Hey, not for nothing, but your guys' O-line was trash too.
Ours was trash. Ours was bad, but it was.
Your boy got lucky that he didn't get killed a bunch of times,
and we still went to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
that's how great Joe Burrow is and Jamar Chase. But get back to Tua. I don't want to hear anything if they.
Now you got the wide receiver.
That's right.
He got the number 1 weapon now, right? He got a real weapon.
He got 2. Coach. Yep. Offensive minded coach. I want to hear.
He's got some weapons now. Who's their running back?
Zachary. Damn it! Don't tip my tongue.
Is it?
They got a couple.
No. Is it still? What's his name with the G? Gas. Something like that.
God, let me do this.
I don't remember. By the way, speaking of running backs, did you see Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
What they say that dude around 270 right now?
260.
Who?
60 plus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got dude from San Fran, Monstar. And they got Chase Edmonds?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Gaskin. Wow, damn. These
Mhm.
dudes, they stacked. For
Yep.
real, they
and
stacked.
and they got Sony Michelle.
Damn, what the fuck?
So I don't want to hear
Who's getting cut?
Yeah, who's getting cut. Yeah.
Who's getting cut? Damn, that's
No, they definitely. Yeah.
Sony Michelle's sorry ass probably gonna get cut.
But zero excuses for Tua. Zero.
Hey, they gave him weapons. They gave him weapons.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I seen that. Leonard Fournette, my man, finally got some money and ate it all up, huh?
And said through it. Yeah,
he got 21 million, and he's like, I'm about to stuff my face with this. Week 4, Dolphins versus Bengals, bro. You going?
Where is it? I think it's in Cincinnati. No, I'm not going to that. I'll watch it.
Week 4, at least it ain't cold.
At least it ain't cold, yeah. Joe Burrow gonna beat the lights. Well, our defense gonna beat the lights out of Tua.
I was gonna say Burrow ain't gonna beat nobody up.
He's gonna beat up that Miami defense. That's for damn sure.
Oh man,
Bird up. It's so good to have a great quarterback.
Dude,
haven't had one in 10 years.
Listen. You know I know that feeling.
Yes, you do.
I know that feeling.
Yes, you do.
Sure. However, like I said, like we've talked about him a couple times with Jameis. I felt like Jameis had flashes, and I was like, damn, this kid could be the man. And then it's like, oh my God, what is he doing?
He could.
So, it's like one season he's good, one season he's bad. But we've talked about that, and we've said, obviously he's had different offensive coordinators, different coaches. So hopefully, I like the kid, and now he's a man. So, but who do you think? Who do you guys think the best player on the worst team?
Tyreek Hill.
Damn! Here I was about to say Jamar Chase.
I know. Move it to the Super Bowl. You can't even.
Nah, I'm just messing.
Well, who do you think the worst team is? It's either got to be. I think the worst team is Houston.
You think Houston's worse than Jacksonville?
Oh yeah.
Jacksonville's bad too, bro. They can never get it out from their own way.
They got some talent. Houston is just, at least they got talent though. They do. They got talent.
Nick Chubb, he says.
No, Cleveland's not bad.
Cleveland's got some weapons too, man.
They do, but you don't win a game on paper.
Yeah.
If you did,
J-Rod.
last year.
By the way, did you see Trevino's cleats?
No,
bro. Fire. My man had the fire cleats, bro.
What do they look like?
Let me see if I can pull them up real quick, bro. Fire. The cleats were official, bro. Like.
You're killing me with this. What do they call it? I think, I just think Houston, I don't know what they're doing, but I think they'll be decent in a couple of years. But I would either have to say, to Zachary, either Brandon Cooks. They obviously think Davis Mills is good. I haven't seen it, but they know better than me. What the hell are those?
They're New Balance.
What's the?
It's got the 161st.
What's the green thing?
The street signs, 161st.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
And then it says, "I'd like to thank the good Lord for making me a Yankee."
Oh my God,
bro, that's dope. Tell me that ain't dope though. Like I said, the kid's always wanted to be a Yankee, and he's finally there, and he's doing his thing. So the cleats are fire. I hated Judge's cleats. He's got some Avenger cleats going on, and yeah. But
yeah, Davis Mills.
I enjoy that. I enjoy the gimmicks that
they obviously think Houston obviously thinks Davis Mills is going to be something.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, getting to this last topic, boy DeAndre Ayton. I know you're not a basketball savant, but the Pacers signed him to this 4-year, $133 million offer sheet, and literally the Suns matched it in 5 minutes. He signed it at like 11:50, 55, and he matched it at like midnight. Like, oh yeah, we'll take that. So what they did was, so normally what they do is they put in balloon payments or something in these offer sheets to make the current team, to make the deal unattractive for the current team to match. They didn't have any of that. It was just straight 4 years, 133.
Okay.
So
that's why they were like, oh yeah, we'll do that.
Fuck, I'll do that. Yeah. So I'm thinking Indiana was banking on them not matching so they could go after Kevin Durant. Jesus Christ. Kevin Durant.
Hey.
That's what I'm thinking. And Suns were like, I'll take that. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal at all.
Not a bad deal. And the salary cap expands in a couple years, so increases in a couple years. So they're like, screw it. Yeah. Let's run it back. We went to the finals 2 years ago with the Screws running back. And if you want KD, you have to gut your team anyway. And I'm sure Brooklyn only wants Devin Booker from Phoenix, which they're not giving up. So what else? You know, they don't have anything else that would entice Brooklyn to trade them Kevin Durant, because they want 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 heads, and 9 feet for Kevin Durant, which I don't blame them. But did you see? Have you been keeping tabs on Donovan Mitchell?
I heard something about like the Knicks were interested or trying to figure out if they could get him or something along those lines.
So word on the street is that Danny Ainge, he's president of basketball operations for Utah, wants 6 first-round draft picks for Donovan Mitchell. So you can only imagine what Brooklyn wants for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you asked for 6. I want 12.
Yeah. So we're like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Let's just match it. Done. We'll definitely match that.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where Indiana was banking on the rumor mill. All right, Kevin Durant's going to go to the Suns. Brooklyn, they will definitely get him. Let's just do this. Let's not box up for ourselves in with a jacked up deal that we want to get out of in a couple of years. Let's just offer him 4 for 133. And Phoenix was like, okay, I'll do that. Because we're not giving up 18 freaking draft picks or Devin Booker and 3 draft picks for Kevin Durant. Ain't doing it. We got Kevin Durant. His name is Devin Booker. And then I was kind of crazy when the Hawks traded for DeJounte Murray. They gave them it was Danilo and 3 first-round draft picks. I was like, damn. But then Danny's fleeced Minnesota, giving up 4 draft picks for Rudy Gobert. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
great. That just messed up everything.
To me, I find it crazy the way first-round picks get traded in basketball.
And it's only been like just the last couple years. This year's been the worst, but this 2, 3, 4 draft, first-round draft picks, like what? Back in the day, it was like, all right, I'll give you, well, actually, I take that back. It kind of started when the Hawks traded Joe Johnson to the Nets. And the Nets brought in Joe Johnson, Kevin Garnett, what's his face? I see his face, I can't think of his name. From Boston. Paul Pierce. Because they were like, all right, we just got to win now. We're in Brooklyn. We got to compete with this. We got to win now. Just take all our draft picks. I think the Hawks got like 2 draft picks for 2 number 1 picks for Joe Johnson. Boston got like a shitload for Garnett and Paul Pierce. I think that's what started. They died down a little bit, and then it's like, all right, let's trade these players still in their prime, young players in their prime, and get a boatload of draft picks and just rebuild. And then that's what Oklahoma City started doing a couple years ago. They have a crap ton of first round picks. Crap ton.
I see how they I don't know. I look sometimes and I'm like, and then it's like this pick is protected, that one is not.
Yeah.
It's like nasty Nesta in the game right now.
Oh God.
Nasty Nesta, bro.
Nasty Nesta. All right, let's wrap this up.
His glove is quality right now too. My man got the fancy
he's Cuban?
Yeah, he's a Cuban dude.
Yeah.
Dude, his pitching style is so crazy.
Austin about the jack one. You know when Australia comes out, his woke up music is right.
What?
Stone Cold's.
Oh, is it? I heard somebody coming out to that. I remember
It's Austin Riley.
I remember there was somebody that used to come out to the Ultimate Warrior for a while. And I remember when Giambi was in
Giambi came out with the
Wolfpack.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, my man coming out to the first time I heard it, I was like, oh shit.
Me too. I marked out. Like, yeah, boy. I marked out.
I seen somebody coming out to not too long ago coming out to the John Cena thing.
Really?
Yeah. I always just randomly
dang it.
hear it. Look at that. My man Nasty Nesta with the big K on your boy. Sit down, Riley. Sit down.
All right.
Sit it down. I love it, bro. I love it.
Wrap this shit up.
All right, man. Listen. Next week we'll see. I don't know if we're gonna have any guests. Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows?
We'll see.
But make sure y'all tune in next week. We are doing.
Oh, one thing I did want to say. Did you see? Now they've
I like this
the
idea.
NFL. Oh my God, the NFL. You wish you had Joe Burrow, Zachary. They approved alternate helmets now.
Alternate helmets.
Yeah. So Houston's going to have all red helmet.
Oh, the red helmet. Yeah, I did see that.
You see Carolina's. Carolina's is hot. It's all.
Nah, I didn't.
Good night, Zachary.
Thank you for watching, bro. We do appreciate it. Thanks for the comments. We appreciate that.
Carolina's is all black.
I gotta pull those up because
check it out. It's hot.
I've always been a fan when they like. I remember this dude with this picture. Did you see that?
No,
Did you see that picture?
No.
He did like some crazy ballerina move.
Oh, what the hell is that? That's like my man Louis Tiant back in the day.
And then through sidearm. But yeah, I always like when they like I saw that did you see Tom Brady when he saw that they were gonna do the throwback?
He said something, yeah.
He's like now you're gonna do it. No, about the Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots.
They're doing the throwback uni, the red one, and he was like, now you guys are gonna do this.
Yeah, I love those uniforms.
Yeah, so
love those uniforms. I think that to me, I know I'm
aging yourself.
No, I'm breaking black man code, but that to me is my favorite helmet of all time.
Why is that breaking black man code?
Raiders.
Oh.
Official football team of the black man.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, man, the Raiders throwback. I can't say anybody that grew up I'd say that's 40 or young, and I'd say 35 and older that can't say that they ain't either have a Raiders jersey or a Raiders hat or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Like I had a I was a big Rod Woodson fan, so I had my Steelers Rod Woodson jersey. I had a Bo Jackson jersey. You know.
Yeah, and the Saints helmet's gonna be black too.
Your boy Dansby about to get struck out too, bro.
Whatever.
Dansby about to get
that Patriots, the red jersey, and that logo is my favorite logo. I don't know, just something about the freaking dude
with the Patriot hiking the ball.
Hiking the ball, yeah. I just think that is so hot.
It is a cool so gimmick. No. What kind of gear is the Bengals gonna wear?
I actually don't like it. So
are they wearing like tiger thongs or something?
Whatever. They have a white helmet this year.
You know
they're color rush. They're white jersey. They're white. They just have a white helmet, which.
Bro, a couple of years ago,
it is a tiger. I mean, what else can you do? It's a tiger. So.
A couple of years ago, when Tampa did the all red gear on the color rush, that was like I was like, hell yeah. And I was trying to buy that jersey, but then I was like, I can't.
But you know what I've always wanted? Like and I said this 15 years ago. So when the Eagles changed their helmets and did that like dark metallic green, I said the Cardinals should do that dark metallic red. I don't know why they keep going these stupid white helmets. I don't get it. I was like, just make that red, that dark metallic red, and it would be fire. Oh God.
Listen, Zach, man, you can come on all the time, man. Your comments will always come up here and get this dude Mega and
oh my God,
and get him, my man. There goes Swanson out.
Got both of your boys
out. Got both of your boys out.
I'll see you week 4, Zachary. In the jungle.
In the jungle.
That's right.
Oh, I was like, what? I forgot you talk about playing them. Oh, look, we're gonna get Darno out too. Is he gonna get all 3 outs on Brave?
Damn.
But hey, that just goes to show you your boys are doing good, man.
That's what I say. Yeah, they're doing good.
Your boys are looking good right now, man.
You know,
the Mets were hot, and they're right there.
I mean, this was another.
They're right on their heels, bro.
Being honest, like he went to the Mets and.
Well, yeah, he was. What was he was the big him and Syndergaard for R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, and then
dude, talk about robbery though, right?
Highway robbery.
R.A. Dickey
for highway robbery. Yeah, highway robbery.
Syndergaard ended up doing, obviously he ain't live up to it, but man,
even still, for those
even if it was just 2 years out of it,
yeah.
Because R.A. Dickey ain't live up to crap, and they paid him all that money too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's
dude, and that's just gonna hit him with the funky Comedina. Oh, I almost took him out.
Walked him, yeah.
I got him in the foot.
Yeah.
Damn it! At least one of your guys got on, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, boy. This has been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, for real.
I gotta.
Hey, but you know what, man? This was fun.
This is fun. Yeah.
And shout out to Kenny's boy, man, because
Frank James. Shout out to Frank James.
Yeah, man. That was it was a lot longer than we were looking to do, but obviously I feel like he had me entertained.
It was great.
So hopefully he entertained y'all at the same time, and you know, we're gonna randomly have some guests on here, and hopefully Mega can get Derek Jeter, A-Rod,
try and get Bernie, bro.
Bernie,
now,
do you know Nasty Nestor, bro? Hit up Nasty Nestor, bro.
But I do like Trevino's helmet. It's hot.
Dude, I'm loving that. I gotta tell you, I'm loving this All-Star game gear right now. I'm loving the. You know what I used to always like though was white. All white cleats. I remember when A-Rod did it, I was like,
A-Rod's
yo,
all white cleats.
killing the
Hot.
game all white
white
with
cleats.
the all white
Yeah.
cleats, killing the game.
Yeah, he actually not the name drop or whatever, but at his house in Coral Gables, went to his house. He had like this mother-in-law's suite, right? Went in there, he has all his trophies in there, right? And he has like one section of his wall with all his white All-Star game cleats. I'm like, yo, can I get one of those shits? Hot.
Let me just borrow them.
Fire. I love when he did the all white.
Pops, have a good night,
Fire.
Pops.
Have a good night, Pops. Thanks for tuning in. Derek Jeter sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, the all white cleats, I always thought that was dope. Like that's something that I don't care for. Like I actually like when they have definitely. I will definitely every Tuesday. You could come on. We'll make a segment. Zach getting mega. But yeah, there we go. Nasty Nesta out of the inning. But
Nasty Nesta.
To me, dude, like I hated for the longest time when teams don't let some of these guys like I always thought it was pretty cool, like when you had like dudes on like the Blue Jays and they would wear like the red gloves with the red armband or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though their uniform isn't red.
Right.
Like I ain't really care for like when what's his name, your boy what's the dude on the Mets? Cespedes, when he was wearing like the lime green or whatever the hell it was, neon green. It's like that's a little much. But like if your logo has like red on it.
Actually, yeah, because Acuna wears yellow armor. And it's not bad because there's a hint of yellow like in the Braves logo.
Oh yeah, like on the gimmick,
like
right?
The tomahawk, yeah. It doesn't look horrible, but when your boy Russell Zuna was wearing that lime green, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, like to me,
it's
a little much. But like I like when they let cats get a little creative. Like I don't feel like I liked what's his name that the Yankees had last year. Damn it, what was Buddy's name? Jackson Frazier. Did you see his cleat game was crazy?
Jackson Frazier.
Clint Frazier. He changed his name to Jackson Frazier now.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. He did?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But his cleat game was crazy. Like he was rocking like Jordans. He had like Uptowns. He had Jordans. He had all different kinds of custom cleats, which I thought is dope. And
that was cool.
You know, like they were saying, like originally the Yankees weren't letting him just rock whatever he wanted, and I think that's kind of whack.
They want to be that corporate, you know.
Like I feel like as long as it's not like a lime green pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like
crazy, right?
Yeah, if they're the team colors or if they're blue, or if you just throw some blue and white Jordans on, why not?
Right, and that's what I don't like about the NBA when they changed the rule a couple years ago, where
that
you can wear whatever you want. Don't have to be team color. So now you have really? You can wear whatever sticker you want, whatever color you want. So you have like, you know, the Lakers, like LeBron will wear like one red and one blue, and then Anthony Davis will wear green, and then someone else will wear white, and someone else will
meanwhile they're wearing yellow.
Purple. Right? Like, what is this? This hodgepodge nonsense. So, yeah, that to me looks a little crazy, but yeah, I'm with you.
Look at that. Stanton's home run is the hardest hit home run in an All-Star game. Tracked.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's the second longest.
Oh God! All right, it's time to go.
Bro, my man got power, bro. For days.
Whatever. Let's wrap this up.
All right. See y'all next week. Make sure. Hold on. Let's do this. Make sure y'all subscribe to us on Facebook and YouTube at No Holds Barred Sports Show. I'm not even gonna put the other one up. But just make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, YouTube, No Holds Barred Sports Show. Hit the bell, subscribe, like it, get notified.
Everything.
You know, make sure y'all let us know that y'all are watching. We always appreciate it. You know, we love all of y'all for putting time in, even if it's just for a couple minutes,
Yep. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate you tuning in. Spread the word. Trying to grow. And
Hey, maybe we'll see a home run derby at the end of this
Yeah.
game if they tie it up. That might be something to talk about next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
Have a good night, Zachary.
Zach, thank you for tuning in.
My brother. Mystery Club.
Pops, thank you for tuning in. Caramel Latte.
She fell asleep.
Yeah. Louis, Boogaloo.
Yep.
I know Annette was up in here earlier. Who else? I know there's a couple other people.
Real deal.
Darkman came
Steve.
on there.
Yep.
So thank you guys all. We do appreciate it. If I missed anybody, just keep coming and we'll make sure y'all put them comments in and we'll make sure we get y'all. Coda Cash, I'm sure that's one of Kenny's nephews, one of Kenny's many nephews. Respect the Craft came on, So thank y'all all. We do appreciate y'all. We're just trying to make this happen. So make sure y'all hit that bell, get notified when we're on. But we are on every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Sometimes we go to 10:30. Sometimes we go to 9:30. Sometimes we go all night, Maybe we do a 24-hour gimmick.
24-hour gimmick one day. You never know.
But thank y'all again. Like I said, we do appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all next week.
Peace.